Fans, welcome back. As again, we're broadcasting live, and we want to pass along a couple of reminders. If you're having trouble listening, well, we're having trouble with internet. Our internet signal strength here at West Montgomery High School is not the best. So if you're not getting a good signal on the radio or on the internet, Toby, it's because of the lack of strong internet signal here at West Montgomery High School. We apologize for that. Unfortunately, there's not a thing we can do about it.
We'll just keep broadcasting. You keep listening, and it'll pop in and out, but we'll do the best to keep you caught up. Good to see our band and cheerleaders on the scene. They've made the bus ride down just coming into the stadium. It's always special to see them come in, the way they approach the game, and it's all about business. So that's a good thing.
Hey, no doubt about it. Talking about business, our Coach B, Coach Neil Blankenship, had a chance to sit down and talk some football with him earlier in the week. And here's what Coach Neil Blankenship had to say.
Hello, Maroon Nation. Welcome back again. I'm Erin Jenkins here with Coach B. So last week, the score of the game was close all the way up until the end, and it was actually a really high-scoring game. Do you see this as a job well done by the offense or kind of a lack of defense?
Well, our offense did a great job of staying in composure, what we do well, and that's running the football and just grinding it out. And, and they did a great job of continuing that and taking care of the football and not having the turnovers, and that's pretty much what gave us the lead was, the other team turning the ball over and us getting those turnovers because we couldn't stop them. They had two outstanding backs that we were really having trouble tackling, and they were outstanding backs to their credit, and sometimes games are like that, but we came out to win, and that's what's important.
What does it mean to you getting to play and practice during Thanksgiving week?
Well, it's a tradition. It's kind of like, when the first day of practice comes, it's an exciting day, and you get to do that. And the same thing, the Thanksgiving week, there's a lot of tradition. There's a lot of teams around, and this year there'll be more teams because it's usually third or fourth week when Thanksgiving is, and you've made a long time. But this year it's week 2, so a lot of teams will get to experience that. But it's special. It's 9 o'clock in the morning practice. Everybody knows in this county that we practice at 9 o'clock. People show up. If people from out of town who have played for us in the past not living here anymore and they're back to see their family, they'll show up at 9 o'clock. So we'll get to see some people, and it's always fun to be out here on Thanksgiving morning.
So how are you going to keep your players' composure, calm, and focused as we will have no school on Friday and we will be traveling?
Well, I told them that Friday night, we've got to be real disciplined and have our, if you mean something to you and you want to do well, then you're going to take care of yourself and you're going to do things the right way that you need to do. So, Wednesday we'll practice, just as if there was school and come in and watch our film and do that and practice. Thursday will be a morning practice because everybody will have Thanksgiving. And Friday morning we'll get up and we'll make a day of it so I can get them out of bed. We'll practice on the way down, have a walk through, and then eat and do a pregame meal. So we'll make it stretch throughout the day and just try to keep them focused on what we're trying to do.
West Montgomery is ranked the number 1 seed in the Midwest. How are you preparing to shut this powerhouse down?
Well, they've not had a close game all year. I think their closest game is 22-7 or something like that. Everybody else has been blown out by them, and they are an extremely fast team. They don't have a kid as fast as the kid we faced the other night, but they have a lot of kids just about as fast. So they are loaded with athletes. Their Team D is extremely fast that we've seen on film, and that's everybody I've talked to, that's all they've said is how fast their D is. So they're loaded with athletes. We've played them before, and they've always got the athletes. They're well coached and do a great job at what they do.
Going back to last week, it was more of a running game. Are you preparing more for a passing game this week as well?
Well, they can throw the football, and they throw the football, but they run the football a lot. And for us to be successful, we're going to have to run the football. We're going to have to keep the ball from them, drive the football, because that's going to be our best defense is keeping the football out of their hands. So, we need to be able to run the football, but we cannot allow them to big play us. That's their offense. They kind of lull you to sleep, and either it's a big play with a big run or a big play with a big pass. So we've got to do a good job of that.
Thank you, Coach B. Best of luck Friday.
Thank you.
And again, thanks a lot, Coach Neil Blankenship, getting a chance to sit down and talk with our Erin Jenkins. And Toby, from what I can understand, Erin, not only with this interview, but she's been a pretty busy lady this week.
She certainly was, Gary. She's got a special treat lined up for the Maroon Nation. She sat down on Tuesday of this week with our 4 past head football coaches, Coach Deitch, Coach White, Coach Patillo, and Coach Blankenship, and had about a 2-hour interview session with them.
Wow.
And we're going to debut that for the Maroon Nation around Christmas so that they can enjoy that as our Christmas present to them. And Erin, as always, did a tremendous job in sitting down, as you know, with those 4 legends at Swain High School that have shaped Swain football for 40 years. People may not realize it, but if you think back about it, 40 years, we've had 4 football coaches.
That's pretty special.
And that's special, and that says a lot to why the continuity is what it is. And to hear them talk and to hear them tell stories, as you know, is just magical in and of itself. So it'll be a special occasion. We're going to debut that, and kudos to Erin. Can't say enough about what the job she did in preparation. And she wrote the show, interviewed on the show, and she's going to produce the show, edit the show. It's all her. So we're going to give her the credit, and I know the fans are going to enjoy that. So when it comes out, we'll certainly be the first to let you know.
Oh, no question. And a lot of folks we want to give thanks to before we forget here tonight. Of course, our producer here, Joe Holt, standing right behind us running the camera. Of course, Erin Jenkins with that interview with Coach Neil Blankenship. Brandon Dehart, who is here on the scene. He is producing the radio that we hope will be listenable tonight because of the internet signal. Of course, Megan Nations, who has been with us all year, and Tori Treadway. So we've had a really good season of getting student involvement and others helping us out behind the scenes, and we appreciate them very much.
Oh, we certainly do, and it's just a tremendous asset to have those folks. Very professional, very good, knowledgeable people doing great work, and I know it helps you and I look better on Fridays. That's for sure.
And that's a big job.
That is a big job. It's a lot to do.
And I just saw Brandon's earphones just expand outward. But no, seriously, we appreciate all the good work they do, and we appreciate all the fans who have been watching and listening all year. So I'll be talking about some of the games that this team we're playing has played this year. West Montgomery, outstanding team. Their closest game this year actually was against Thomasville, and we kind of know Thomasville from the past. That game was 22-6 in favor of West Montgomery. Talking about North Stanley, the team that we faced last week at Swain County Memorial Stadium, they took care of North Stanley at North Stanley, by the way, 56-7. So obviously they are quite capable.
Oh, they're a very good football team, and it came down to the end of the season of them and East Montgomery, their rival, to determine the conference championship. Both were 10-0 at the time, and it was supposed to be a big game, and we tried to keep up with it, but it ended up being West 50-7 over East, and so even that one was a blowout, even though it's supposed to be close. And on the horizon for West and Swain, the winner of our game will play the winner of East Montgomery's game. Who is their opponent, by the way? Do you have that?
Let's see. I do have it here somewhere in all my
wanted
notes,
to say
Toby.
Walkertown for some reason.
And you may be right. Let me, again, keep digging through my notes. Here we go. Let's see. Walkertown and East Montgomery, you're exactly right.
Yeah, and I think Walkertown is an 8 seed or a low seed that we could possibly host if we were to win and they were to win.
Yep, they are a number 7 seed, East Montgomery a number 3 seed. So, if we can pull off the big upset here tonight and Walkertown can do it on their end, we'd actually be back home.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So I'm rooting for that. Let's do that.
No question about it. That would be fantastic. And talking about these teams down here, they're all, of course, part of this Yadkin Valley Conference. Most of the schools in the conference are 1AA as we enter the playoffs. For example, Albemarle is a small 1A, Chatham Central small 1A, but then you got East Montgomery, Northmore, North Stanley, South Davidson, South Stanley, and West Montgomery, all 1AA, and Union Academy is the small 1A. So this is a very tough and very athletic conference down here called the Yadkin Valley Conference, Toby.
And it is very, very talented in terms of athletes and athleticism. A lot of what you see in North Stanley, you see in a lot of teams down here in terms of their speed, their quickness, their athleticism. West has been the ruler of the roost for the last few years since Albemarle basically went away from the high school football scene. They kind of dropped off the map a couple of years ago, maybe 5 to 10 years ago, and since then it's been West Montgomery and recently East Montgomery, North Stanley. We see teams in this conference getting better to combat West, sort of the same way the Smoky Mountain Conference is with us and Murphy over the years, as teams trying to beef up so they can compete in a highly competitive conference. But flip side of that, though, Gary, is there's a lot of Smoky Mountain Conference teams still in this thing.
Yeah.
Hayesville is traveling tonight. They've got their work cut out for them at Mitchell, but they're still alive and kicking. Our colleagues from Cherokee, just a few miles up the road, are headed farther down the road than we went to North Duplin, and they've got a game tonight. Murphy's at home, and then we're still alive and kicking down here. So 4 of the 7 teams still alive.
So it's going to be interesting. And fans, stay tuned. We've always talked about going around the mountains. Hey, we'll come back after this time out, and we'll go around the mountains and see what's happening with our Western North Carolina high school football playoff scene when we come back here on the Maroon Devils Network. As we take you around the mountains and high school football playoff activity going on for our Western North Carolina teams. Toby, starting off in the Big 3A, big battle over at Buncombe County as number 1 seed Reynolds hosting number 5 seed Irwin. That should be a fun ball game.
Yeah, it should be.
And also the Tuscola Mountaineers, a team we know very well. They're going to be on the road tonight, and they're playing at number 1 South Point. Tuscola, a number 4 seed, but that could be interesting too, because I think Tuscola is better than people think.
I think so too. I'm not sure how that worked out. The South Point at 8-4 is a higher seed than Tuscola, but that's a tough go. They must have lost the draw and not been the conference champion. Out of that league.
So Tuscola, and by the way, number 2 Pisgah, talking about that league, number 2 Pisgah is going to be hosting number 6 Patton. Pisgah 11-1, and we know them very well from having scrimmaged some earlier.
Yeah, it's to me it's worth note that there's still teams alive in these playoffs in other divisions that beat us.
Yeah.
And I still stand on my record that Swain played the toughest non-conference schedule in 1A football, hands down.
Oh, I think so, especially in the Smoky Mountain Conference. I mean, there was just no competition at all. This one could be a tough one for the Franklin Panthers tonight. They're going to take on the number 1 seed. Those Shelby Lions are outstanding. They are 12-0.
I hear they may have one of the best teams, any class 1A to 4A out there.
Yep, I think you're exactly right, and they have just ruled that 2A division for so many years. Down in the smaller 2A, it's going to be Hendersonville. We're familiar with them. The Hendersonville guys are going to be at number 2 Surrey Central in the small 2A, and that's a tough road trip.
It is.
And Mountain Heritage, who has had a really successful season, 11-1. Even though they're 11-1, they're a number 4 seed playing at number 1 seed Reedsville on the road tonight, Toby. Getting down into the also the 2A, number 2 Brevard, who has had an outstanding season, hosting number 3 North Rowan.
What a season for Brevard. I mean, what a Cinderella run, no matter what happens tonight or even down the road. But to go from where they were a year ago to where they are now is just phenomenal.
They have just had a great season. Then, of course, we get into the 1A. Of course, our game here tonight against number 1 West Montgomery. Talking about Murphy, they're going to be hosting number 4 seed Winston-Salem Prep over at Murphy with the Bulldogs over there. And Murphy, a big favorite in that ball game. Also, as you mentioned, number 1 seed North Duplin hosting number 4 seed Cherokee, and that's a long trip for the Braves.
It is, but I'll tell you what, Gary, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think Cherokee wins that one. I think they're going to beat North Duplin tonight.
I think you could be right. That's going to be a big game for the Braves. Number 2 Mitchell is going to be hosting number 6 Hayesville. Mitchell, a big favorite there, but Hayesville's still playing, and that's a positive for them.
Well, nobody gave them a chance last game, and they're still alive. So here we go. Go Jackets. Hope you do well, but I think Mitchell will come out of that with a win, to be honest with you, at Mitchell. Tough place to play, as we know all too well.
And as we know, I think it was last year Mitchell played for the 1AA state championship.
And they graduated quite a few players, and surprised a lot of people by coming back and winning that conference again over a very good Mountain Heritage and Hendersonville teams who are still in the playoffs themselves.
And now at center stage, we're seeing our captains getting the opening instructions from the head referee, and they'll have the coin toss out there. And again, we want to pass on to our listeners. We hope you're able to listen. Of course, we're going to be having this coming up next week on our what we call Second Chance Tuesdays with a 5-day pass. You can see the edited version. You'll have good sound and all the video as well. But here tonight, again, we're really experiencing some poor internet connections, and so we're struggling with that. So folks, if you're trying to listen on radio or on the internet, Toby, we apologize, but again, there's just nothing we can do.
And it's not going to be live video. If you're seeing that now, it's not going to be live video. We've got to go dark here in a little while to comply with the High School Athletic Association. And what hurts us a little bit here, Gary, is to describe the stadium a little bit to our fans, is it's down between two almost ridges here that the bleachers are sit on, and that makes it in a little bit of a valley to get out of, and we're surrounded by pine trees everywhere we look. A very scenic stadium, but also a tough one to get a signal in and out of.
It really is. And again, our Maroon Devils now Coming out of the field, of course, our Maroon Devil fans, we had a good fan contingency make the 4+ hour trip down from Swain County, and our Maroon Devils are all fired up and ready to go. Looking out there, Toby, I only see a couple of guys who were not dressed out. Looks like Brandon Salinas is not dressed out there, and also Kenny Starkey, freshman and a sophomore. I believe the only two guys I see with their blue jeans and their jerseys on.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck
Yeah.
for the Maroon Devils. They West Montgomery won the toss. They elected to defer, so the Maroon Devils will get the football first, Gary. Offense will go on the field first for the Maroon Devils, just as happened last week with North Stanley. And let's hope that it ends in the same result. A good long drive, time-consuming with a touchdown.
That's right. Set the stage, get the early momentum. Kind of an interesting entrance here for the Warriors of West Montgomery High School. They literally come down through the stands where the fans are, and then they join their teammates down on the bench. So interesting entrance there here at James Garman Field here at West Montgomery High School down near Mount Gilead, North Carolina, down here in the Uwharrie National Forest. We've been here before, nothing new. This Bermuda grass, and Toby, in some corners of the field, this Bermuda grass is actually kind of thick, so there is a little bit of a cushion if you get over in the corners.
Yeah, where most of the action hasn't been played. Between the hashes, it's a little raw out there, but every football field in America that's been played on is that way. So good news for the Maroon Devils. Keyshawn Beener back deep to receive this, along with Chris Miller. That's a good sign.
Yes.
Keyshawn's available for tonight. He was limited last week, in case people were wondering about that. He's got a little hamstring issue. And West is going to kick off from the hash here closest to us and closest to the Swain sidelines to start things.
Interesting here for West Montgomery. West Montgomery is going to be wearing red jerseys with white pants. Our Maroon Devils in gray pants with white jerseys and our maroon helmets. West Montgomery is going to be playing right to left. Our Maroon Devils will return from left to right. And here they go. They pop it up high and short. Our Maroon Devils are going to take it down near the sideline right in front of the West Montgomery bench. But so we're going to have it in very good field position. And fans, just so you know, from where we are from an angle, it can be interesting as to when they're on the far side of the field, Toby, we're going to kind of estimate where the line of scrimmage actually is.
That was Trey Bradley on the catch, and he was hit immediately. The kickoff that they used is the kind that we've used in the past where they pooch it short, high in the air and short to keep it out of the skill people's hands, something that's done a lot down here. So Swain will start 1st and 10. Looks like the 40.
Yep, I'm guessing very close to the 40-yard line. Right now a 4-man front. A lot of guys up in the box for the Warriors of West Montgomery. And we come out running right between the tackles, just power football going straight ahead. And on the first carry here tonight, it's going to be Dylan Smith, who had a huge game last week, Toby.
He did, a career-high 198 yards. He's got 1 on this one, so good job by the Warriors up front, which, as I said coming into this, would be the key as to who wins the line of scrimmage. The Maroon Devils with an unbalanced line, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver split out, split backs.
Now again, a 4-man front for the Warriors. We cut it outside. It's going to be Chris Miller trying to get up near that midfield stripe. He got up near the 45-yard line, and again, the speed of West Montgomery, Toby, that's going to be hard for us to turn that corner on.
Yeah, 10-yard runs suddenly become 3-yard runs and so forth and so on as it goes on. Big runs are almost not going to happen like we had last week. So the Maroon Devils have to stay patient. They have to stay with their game plan, take it a little bit at a time, and play field position, win the special teams.
3rd down and 4 now for the Maroon Devils. Split backs, got twins on the left side. Back to throw. Looking. Pass is going to be underthrown. And again, looks like the ball almost slipped out of Brody Bowman's hands there, Toby, as it just came up way short.
So 3 and out to start the ball game for the Maroon Devils. Didn't look like Brody had a whole lot with that anyway. So probably worked out for the best for the Maroon Devils for that to fall incomplete.
So now we're going to be punting. Dylan Smith is going to be coming on, and back deep is going to be some of their dangerous return men. One of those is going to be Damon Roan Jr., who is an extremely dangerous return man. Also Joe Leak. And those two guys handle the football a lot. They're not going to return this one, though. They're going to let it blown dead at the 20-yard line. So, Toby, they take over 1st and 10 at the 20 with only a minute and a half gone. And we have
got a flag.
Got a flag back upfield.
Maybe this will be on West and give us a 1st down.
Could be.
Could we get that lucky here early on?
Normally it's against the return team when the flag is thrown on a punt or a kickoff.
Holding on West, but that'll be after the kick probably.
Yep, so they'll penalize them on the first down here, and we won't get that fortunate first down that we were hoping for. But Coach Neil Blankenship and his staff down there on the sideline trying to get things set now on defense, because this, Toby, I look back and I think this is probably the most explosive offense we have seen since Hateville Academy in the opening week.
Yeah.
They have the athleticism that this team has.
Absolutely, and surely they're not going to get it there on the 20. Didn't we elect to back them up? There we go.
Let's see.
So now they were ready. They were on the line of scrimmage ready to go.
Yeah, they haven't backed up. They haven't tagged on the penalty yet.
Here we go. Now they're backing it up. So they're going to start first and 10, it looks like, from the 10.
Yep.
So that helps. But, you know, with high-scoring offense like West, that's just more yardage for them to gain, the way they look at it. More field to work with.
That's it. Here they line them up. Got twins on the left side, a single receiver right, and two backs right of the backfield as they operate from the shotgun, and they fake the throw, and they run straight ahead. This time they pop it outside.
Oh.
Ball is almost lost over there. And again, that is Joe Leak. And Toby, he had that ball bobbling it, but hung on, but not much of a gain on first down.
Well, Chris Miller was able to reach out and get a hand on the balls. We saw that successful last week. And Leak bobbled it for a second, and then wisely on his part fell to the ground instead of taking a risk of fumbling that football. And another no-huddle offense here that we're going to see out of West. As they're not huddling, they're right back to the line of scrimmage.
And here they go. They like to run the spread. They're going to hand off, and they just run straight ahead. Nothing fancy there. And again, it's going to be Joe Leak. He's not a big guy, 5'9", 160-pounder, a senior. But on 80 carries, he has 922 yards, 19 touchdowns. And Toby Watt is really eye-popping, averaging 11.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, that time Craig Cutshaw and Ice Littlejohn were able to negate him. And now he goes off, and they go with three receivers here.
Yep, Roan going out. They're going to have Leak in the backfield. And again, coming out wide to the left side is going to be Batten. And again, twins over on the high side. They're looking right. Quarterback throwing right, looking. Can't find anybody open. Reverses field. He's in trouble. Gets away again. This time he fires, and he's got his man down the field, and it's going to be incomplete at the 40-yard line. Almost a huge play, Toby, but outstanding penetration in there for the Maroon Devils. As getting in there was Corbin Wildcat.
Well, I tell you what, West is known. They're going to take their shots downfield. They want the big play. They play for it. So we're going to see a lot of that. He broke open for a second. It looked like Dawson Lowe maybe coming over there and getting a hand on that play as it was developing. So 4th and 5, 3 and out for the Warriors. And the good thing, Gary, is the more Swain can do that, the more frustrated a high-powered offense becomes and the more things become difficult for them.
Here they go, punting it away. Already got a penalty flag down. High punt, going to be a fair catch called for back there by Darren Blankenship. And let's see what the penalty.
He's holding up the fish or the chain, so that could be on Swain. If it is, it'll probably be a first down. It looks like they're shy of the 15, so if it's 5 yards, it will be short. Let's see if he gives a sign here. Bad thing about where we're stationed, we're on the opposite side. Legal procedure,
Yep.
that's on
West.
them, so we'll probably decline it and take the ball. We're in West territory on that punt. Darren Blankenship caught it on the West 46-yard line. So great field position for Maroon to flip that field right here. And let's see if the Maroon Devil offense can go to work.
So now with one series under our belt, offensively and defensively, it's a standoff here. We've played 3 minutes, no score, 9:05 to play here in the first quarter as we take over 1st and 10. Just shy of the 46-yard line. Got a man in motion now. Flipping over to the right side is going to be, or to the left side is going to be Petty. And we run to the left side over there. There's Chris Miller. He's into the secondary. Great gain down to the 35-yard line. And, Toby, that's the first down of the ballgame.
And it goes on Swain's ledger on a great run by Chris Miller in that same veer lane that we saw the Maroon Devils take advantage of last week with North Stanley.
So now the Maroon Devils again running well to the left side. This time we bring our receivers, twins on the right side. Coming over here is going to be Briar Yance. Joining him is Seth Parker, our dynamic duo receiving combo, if you will. Split backs behind the quarterback and going straight ahead is going to be Dylan Smith. Wow, he ran hard down to the 30-yard line. A nice pickup of 5 more.
It looked like he tripped over Will Paul, Gary, or he may have scored. I don't even know if West saw him come through the line with the football.
And he did. He was almost doing a high hurdle there when he crossed the 30-yard line, knocked down to the 29. We're going to call it a 2nd down and 4. And our Maroon Devils knocking on the door here, trying to get this football down in the red zone now. And the handoff goes to the right side at a couple of, maybe a tough yard. as we gain down to the 27-yard line, Toby. And again, just Maroon Devil football.
Yeah, that was basic 33 dive. Dylan Smith was corralled by the end of the West defense that time, and so that leaves the pitch for Brody and the other back. But that's, of course, is what West wants with their speed, to be able to pursue that and run it down.
3rd down and 3. This time our receivers to the left side. Again, backs right behind our quarterback. Again, Brody Bowman turns and hands off. There's a first down as he gets down to the 21-yard line. Great running over there for Chris Miller. And again, Toby, that is just controlling the line of scrimmage, which was what we were hoping for.
Absolutely. And West, again, their defense very small, Gary, very small. And they play off the ball. The linebackers are off the ball about 6 yards. So they're looking to pursue quickly, but the Maroon Devils are beating them to the punch straight ahead.
And the biggest guy on the defensive line is actually 5'11", 195. Not a lot of size on that defensive front with a 4-man front up there right now. 1st down and 10. Here we go to the right side. Keyshawn Beener, his first carry of the night, gets a couple of yards down to the 17-yard line with a 7:15 to play. And we hope to see again, that offensive line continue to work on their smaller defense.
Well, that was the jumbo set with Ice Littlejohn in a power position in the backfield along with 2 tight ends. So Parker and Yance out of the game, and Swanga is everybody in the box just like West was.
And looking to the sideline, Brody Bowman for the play call. Gets the call in from offensive coordinator Jeff Marr. 6:49 and counting, no score yet, but the Maroon Devils, the first team in the red zone tonight at the 17. Now we switch, got the power side to the left side. See if West can counter. And this time, misdirection handoff is going to be Chris Miller. Chris down to the 10-yard line.
I think he's all over a first down right there, Gary. He may have it first and
very
probably
close.
Goal for the Devils. Yeah, they're motioning that on. That was a look we've not seen all year with an unbalanced line that switched to the left side. They run direction to the left and then brought Miller back to the right, and he had a wide open running lane. Now Yance and Parker back in. So another different set for the Maroon Devils who have gone through the whole playbook here in the first quarter.
Outstanding work that time on the right side of the line, and Chris Miller found a nice seam over there. This time Briar Yance rolls wide to the left side. Everybody else in tight. Here we go on 1st down and goal from the 10-yard line. This time, handoff to the right side, and Dylan Smith finds the going very tough. Nowhere to go. Might have got a half a yard on 1st down.
Yeah, that was tough, and it got bottled up before Dylan actually got the handoff. He was back and had to bounce it to the outside. And so far, that's not been anything that's been effective for the Maroon Devils, having to go to the outside.
So even though the West Montgomery defense not big physically, they're quick to the ball, Toby, but so far we've been able to counter some of that. As this time Briar goes wide left again. Kind of the same set here, power side left. Let's see if we run left, and we do. Chris Miller down to the 5-yard line. Chris, now we're looking at a 3rd down and goal to go from the 5. Nice pickup that time.
It was a good gain of about 5 for Chris, who by far has been our most effective back tonight, being able to hit that hole inside. Maybe that the Warriors are kind of losing Chris in amongst all the big bodies in there that Swain's going kind of foot to foot with. Swain, the much bigger team along the offensive defensive fronts.
Oh, no doubt. This time power set again. This time Ice Littlejohn kind of comes in motion right behind the offensive line, and running right behind him is going to be Dylan Smith. Dylan in traffic is going to be stopped at about the 3, so that's going to bring up 4th down and 3 and decision time. Do we go for it or do we kick for 3? We have a very dependable field goal kicker.
I think Coach B's holding up 3. I think he wants to go with a field goal. We'll see. And he's calling Brody over, so we may be going for it right here.
And actually, Toby, no, we cannot get a 1st down. It's 4th down from the 3-yard line. We're going to go for it here. Let's see if we're going to line up and draw them offside or actually run the play. Got the split backs. Ice Littlejohn on the wing on the right side. And I think we're going to call a timeout. Yep, Coach Neil Blankenship wanted a timeout to talk it over. And we have our first timeout. We'll take a break down the line, and we'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Here we're going to go for it. 4th down and goal to go from the 3-yard line. We're going to go for the 6, and there's Dylan Smith. Is he in? Come on, yes,
touchdown. There
touchdown.
It is. Maroon Devils with Dylan Smith going right behind Corbin Wildcat and Will Paul on that right side of the line. Zeke Bradley in there at tight end. Ice Littlejohn diving in there as a lead blocker as well, and they just overwhelmed that side moving forward, and the Maroon Devils are on the board first, Gary.
So an outstanding job up front. That was a push trying to get that 3 yards, and it was kind of a delayed call by the official. But finally it came, and that was a good decision there to go for 6, obviously, as this time we're going to line up and go for the PAT. On to hold is going to be Briar Yachts as always. And, got a whistle. And a penalty flag down before.
I think that's going to be on West from the way things look.
Yeah, before Holden Petty can really
offsides
do much with it.
It went through. Let's take the point.
Hey, that's it. Decline the penalty. Let's
They
see.
blew it dead is the only issue. We can't take it.
Yeah, it was blown dead before the ball was kicked through the upright, so we'll line up and try it again.
Well, remember, they have been successful at blocking kicks this year, and to do that, you got to kind of flirt with the edge there.
They're very quick. And here they come after it, and this time we get the kick up. And it got in there right through the upright, so with 4:05 to play, our Maroon Devils up now 7-0 over the number 1 team in the state, the West Montgomery Warriors. We'll keep it right here, though, as we'll probably have a quick comeback here. And then we'll take a break in just a couple of minutes down the line. But we, again, for folks trying to listen on the internet and or on WBHN on the radio, if you're having trouble listening, we have had folks check in with us and say the radio is coming in very nicely. We appreciate that, and we hope that continues. We have a kind of a poor internet signal, so our signal is going to be here and there.
Absolutely. A couple of scores of interest for you, Gary. Cherokee North Duplin, no score in the first. Mitchell up 6-0 on Hayesville in the first. Murphy up 7-0 on Winston-Salem Prep in the first. Trying to find some more local scores for us. Brevard North Rowan scoreless. East Montgomery 7, Walkertown 0. That one up the road in Briscoe. Come on, Asheville Schools, show up on my score screen.
Yeah, even our phones are kind of slow tonight with the internet.
But at least there's a couple of scores of interest for us.
Hey, that's it. And our Maroon Devils with the most important score with a 7-0 lead now, as we're going to be kicking it back. And right in the middle of their return team is going to be Joe Leake, a very dangerous return man. Again, 5'9", 160 pounds. He is a speedster. And he is going to return this one from the 11-yard line. Out to the 15, out to the 20, 25, 30. In traffic, 35 is where he's going to be wrapped up. Good tackle down there by the Maroon Devils. Logan Loftus nails him.
That's a good return, though, by Leake. He's all the way out to the 37-yard line for the Warriors to start. Much better field position than their first go-around on the 10. So they're already out. No huddle offense. Let's see if they try to pick up the tempo a little bit on the Maroon Devils.
And again, they're very talented at quarterback. Jackson Dozier has had a great season. 1,391 yards. He hits 59% of his passes. And he operates from the shotgun. Fakes the throw right up the middle and into the secondary. And finally caught from behind. Chris Miller with a touchdown-saving tackle on Damon Roan Jr. And Toby, I thought for a minute he was off to the races, but Chris Miller just came flying in from nowhere.
Yeah, it was a big play right there. Big gain for the Warriors into Swain territory, and they're looking to go no huddle, which kind of negates the thing Coach Roper's been able to do over the last couple of weeks of rotating defensive linemen.
Yep, at the 35-yard line approximately now, West Montgomery in our Maroon Devil territory for the first time tonight. This time they're going to hand off and run to the right side, and we just stopped this one cold. A lot of maroon and white jerseys in there to stop Damon Roan in his tracks for no gain.
That was Ice Little John, Craig Cutshaw, Will Paul, and Ren Gunner. A foursome there to meet him for a loss of a yard on that play. And a good job of penetrating by the Maroon Devils, getting a lot of hats to the ball.
And it's good to see Craig Cutshaw in there, Toby, after being shaken up last week. Good to see him out there playing. So right now, second down, 11 for West Montgomery. 3:09 to play in the first quarter. Our Maroon Devils up 7-0. And the quarterback checking off at the line of scrimmage. Now backs up again in the shotgun. He has 4 wide receivers. And he's going to hand it off, though. It's going to be right up the middle again. There's Damon Roan Jr. And Toby, unlike the small defensive line, they actually have some pretty good size on the offensive line.
They do, and they're one of those teams who likes to go both, not have a lot of players go both ways so they can stay fresh and do this no-huddle stuff. Good tackle by Logan Loftus to save a huge gain on that. It'll bring up a third and call it 4 from inside Maroon Devil territory. The scoreboard doesn't put that up for us, so we'll have to guess most of the night. But if you're listening, which everybody is, you won't know the difference.
Hey, there you go. This time we're going to have, looks like an official timeout on the field.
No, I think we've got a penalty. He threw his flag in there among the offensive lineman's feet, and I think they may have moved early, and that will benefit the Maroon Devils, put them in a 3rd and 8 or 9 situation rather than 3rd and 4.
So they're going to back up. They're going to spot the football just outside, looks like the 30-yard line. So about the 32-yard line, approximately, 3rd down, and they need about 7 or 8 to go. Quarterback again in the shotgun.
They've snuck 55 linemen into their backfield.
And this time the quarterback's going to go quarterback draw play right up the middle.
Touchdown.
Look out. He scores. That is the speed and the danger of Jackson Dozier and West Montgomery. Just a quarterback draw play, Toby, right up the gut. And an easy touchdown, and we have an injured Maroon Devil down on the field.
That looks like Ren Gunner.
Oh, let's hope not. He's our leading tackler. He gets up slowly, but he does get up. But he's hobbling.
And he's
Wow.
back. He's back down to let the trainers take a look at him.
Kerry Powell out there, a certified athletic trainer, and the good work they do. But again, Ren Gunner is our leading tackler on the season. 92 tackles. This junior at the linebacker spot, Toby, has just been outstanding this year.
He certainly has, and the leader of that defense, tackle-wise and in terms of playing, he's been out there more than most of the others because he's been the one that hadn't been hurt.
No doubt about it. While they work on Ren, we're going to take a break with 1:58 to play in the first quarter, and we'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. There is some good news. The Maroon Devils' Ren Gunner gets up and walks off under his own power, Toby, and that is a good sign. We need his play out there tonight.
Well, I'm not real sure who Coach Blankenship will go to in his place in terms of linebackers. We've been short that all year, and that's a tough hole to plug if Ren's unable to come back. Not to mention he's also the starting center on offense.
No doubt. He is a valuable player on this squad. Now for the PAT, they put it up, and this one is going to be up and good. Kicking it through is going to be Pedro Sosteta, and we have a tie ball game with 1:58 to play, and we'll keep it right here for the time being. We'll have a break coming up at the end of the quarter. Right now it's 7-7, but Toby, I have a sneaky feeling we're going to see some more scores.
I think you're right, and that one happens so fast, and
Yes.
that's what you got to guard against is that one little seam is all they need to get 6 on the board. But the Maroon Devils doing a great job of taking time off the clock in that first half. Good job of getting a 4 and out on one drive there, forcing them to have to punt, winning the field position battle. Now it'll be interesting to see if West stays with this cross-field short kickoff business against the Maroon Devils or if they just kick it deep and count on their speed to get down there and corral the Maroon Devils deep in our territory.
That is going to be a big key. Now we see Ren Gunner kind of jogging up and down the sideline. That is a very good sign, and we hope he's going to be okay. He really got shook up on the previous play on the touchdown by West Montgomery. Now they're going to kick it off again, and again it's going to be Sosteta. Now let's see if he does the same thing, Toby.
And again, he's about 3 yards away, right in line with the line of scrimmage. He's almost offside to start this kickoff. And it's going to be short right at Trey Bradley. Briar Yance calls a fair catch over there. Smart move by Briar. And the Maroon Devils will take over. Looks to be the
About the 25.
26-yard line.
Yep, 25 or 26. So not bad field position, considering there's no return.
Well, the Maroon Devils will have to drive it right here. We've got 1:56 left in the first quarter of play. And this may be as close as West has been in a ball game in a while after one quarter, the way they're averaging points.
Oh, as we mentioned coming in, they're averaging 45 points a game on offense, only about 8 points per game allowed. People think they're this wide open team, but they average more rushing, 220 per game rushing, 121 a game passing. Here come the Maroon Devils. And we run to the left side, into the secondary again. Outstanding job over there again by Dylan Smith, and he is off and running just like last week.
A big gain of 8 there sets up another good second down situation. Clock didn't run much on that one. 1:56 down to 1:42. I don't know why it stopped, but it did.
Out to the 36-yard line now, the line of scrimmage for the Maroon Devils now. 140 and counting. This time we have twins out to the right side. A new set of downs lining up now. Seth lines up tight on the right side behind the split backs. And we run to the left side. This time the quarterback is going to keep it. His first carry tonight. Brody Bowman carries over there, Toby. Out across. Looks like about the 40-yard line, I believe. Maybe 45.
Yeah, he's up close to the 45 at about the 43. Second and 2 for the Maroon Devils here. Another second and short, and that's the first time we've seen Brody tuck it and go with it. They tackled Chris on the dive play, so West making adjustments. The Maroon Devils, Brody Bowman making an adjustment on the fly for the benefit of the Maroon Devils.
So now second down and short. We come running straight ahead. Dylan Smith into the secondary. It's a foot race. Dylan may be caught from behind and catching him from behind. The ball is
down.
Loose, but he was down. But Damon Roan Jr., the speedster for West, had to catch Dylan from behind inside the 10-yard line.
Dylan looking a little injured on that play as he reeled off a big gain, first and goal.
Wow.
Maroon Devils, and Smith come out of there a little shaken. He's going to come off. Beaner's going to come on. For Swain, but a huge play right there for the Maroon Devils.
And Dylan did he fell awkwardly and it kind of almost fell on the football. He comes out kind of holding his rib cage almost. We hope he's going to be okay because he is having an outstanding first quarter. 32 seconds and counting now. This time we have the backs lined up right behind the quarterback, and this time we try Chris. Chris down near the 5-yard line. Chris Miller coming in the place of Dylan Smith.
And he gave, that was certainly a pretty bad spot right there. They gave him the 5. Looked like he made the 4 to me on the initial surge. They backed him up. That's going to be the final play of this first quarter.
Yep. So we're going to take a break down the line with our score. 7-7, we're tied up here at West Montgomery High School, and we'll be back after this end of the quarter break on the Maroon Devils Network. And Toby, we understand with the internet problems we're having here tonight, they can go to the WBHN TuneIn app for a better signal.
Yeah, that'd be great. And right now we're kind of at a loss, Gary. They're on the opposite end of the field for us, but we know they left us on the 5-yard line with second down. Second
down and goal to go from the 5. Ice Little John in motion. Hand off to Big Keyshawn around the right side, and he's struggling. They never did get him down. Keyshawn's bigger than any of their players on defense.
Good to see Dylan Smith coming back onto the field. He's okay. The long run, I'm quite certain he probably fell on the football, if you want to know the honest truth of that, when he came down. But it's good to see he's all right. So he's back in the lineup. Looks like from the spot, maybe the 3.
Yeah, I'd say third down and goal from the 3-yard line.
They've got third and 4 on the scoreboard.
So from the yardstick, third down and 3. We cannot get a first down. We need 6 out of this. Ice in motion again, blocking to the right side, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the gut. Our signal says touchdown.
Touchdown,
there the official finally agrees. They're a little slow on their touchdown call down here, but hey, it's a Maroon Devil score, and it's 13-7.
That was Brody Bowman on a quarterback sneak, the classic style. Takes it straight up the middle behind the big wall and scores. Now Holden Petty, who's been a busy man the last 2 weeks, will go at it again.
Holden has been very, very good, very solid, very consistent with his kicks. And I tell you, I really like the way in the first half our offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the pregame, and Coach B did as well, how important that is. Now the key for us will be can Wren go on defense, I think, Gary.
Now for the point after, it's going to be up, and it looks good. And it is. So we'll keep it right here, and we lead 14-7. And again, if you're having trouble with the internet, go to the WBHN TuneIn app, or also you might be able to go to the WBHN website and listen live from there. That's just another idea to try to help you with our internet issues here tonight from West Montgomery High School. But Toby, one thing about it, makes you feel good to have a 14-7 lead.
Boy, it does. And the key, like you said, is controlling that line of scrimmage. Now we got to be able to find a way to push the line around a little bit and close up some of those gaps and make it tough to find places to run on a consistent basis. We've done that, but the one little letdown there where they're able to bust it through, and this is a dangerous play right here on kickoffs.
Yes.
To be honest with you, they have so much speed that I'd really like to see Holden just kick this one out of the end zone, to be honest with you.
That would be the outstanding way to go. If we can keep this ball in the end zone so they can't return it, that's always a plus, as they are so dangerous back there. Joe Leake is right in the middle of the return men, and he's flanked by Javius Morrison and Damon Roan Jr., all outstanding return men. This one is going to be returnable, and it's going to be this time by Roan. Roan, who has already burned us tonight. Here he
gone.
comes right up the middle. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to be caught from behind. This time a touchdown-saving tackle, more than likely by Tanner Wiggins. But again, we see the speed of West.
And that special teams, as we talked about, it's a big deal. And that kick ended up being on about the 20. We tried to go high with the kick, and they were still able to catch it, set up a wall in the middle. And all they need is a little bitty crease. And
Oh, boy.
they were on the run again.
They're like rockets coming out of there. And again, Ren Gunner back in at his middle linebacker spot. That is good to see. Again, he's our leading tackler. He was shaken up, but he's back in there on defense. And the way we know West can score, we need all our horses in there. Oh, the bad snap this time, and kind of a busted play in the backfield, but they go to the left side. They have some room, and the running back is trying to turn the corner, and finally chasing him out of bounds over there is going to be Clayton Catalster. But Toby, a busted play, and they still get a first down.
Absolutely, and that's what athleticism will do for you. Swain had him pinned up, going straight ahead. He just busted it outside and beat the pursuit to the corner and had a big run out of it.
Just a bad snap. It actually went to the running back instead of the quarterback, and they kind of lost a split second, but he just, as you said, took off, and that speed's hard to deal with.
Well, they've got it inside the 30 on about the 29-yard line of the Maroon Devils, 1st and 10 in Swain territory again.
Just underway in the second quarter. Maroon Devils lead 14-7. Quarterback back to throw. Firing, timing pattern down the field. Up for grabs, knocked away and
He
caught.
caught it.
Caught it on the bounce. That is Javius Morrison. The ball was literally knocked up in the air, and he caught it as he was falling down, hit him right in the hands.
And that was a heck of a play by
Yeah.
Morrison. I mean, what can you do? Clayton Catalster, in perfect coverage, had it,
Yeah.
and it tipped off of his hands. Morrison had fallen down. It fell right into his lap for a touchdown.
That's just a great break, and again, great focus over there by Morrison, but you couldn't ask for much better coverage.
No,
though.
Clayton was there. He did a great job with it.
Now for the point after touchdown, it's going to be Sesteta. He kicks it up and in, and it's tied again at 14-14. We're trading touchdowns with only 10:45 to play here in the second quarter. Again, we'll keep it right here, and we'll have some more commercial breaks down the line. And again, we'd like to appreciate WBHN for being on with us tonight. We understand the radio signal is very good. We hope it continues that way. And again, you can go to the TuneIn app. And to be honest, Toby, I know absolutely nothing about apps, but we understand that's where you can get probably some better audio.
Yeah.
And also, I've done it before. If you can go possibly to the WBHN website, a lot of times stations have that set up so you can just click and listen live that way. So we're just thinking of ways to try to get the word out. And again, of course, be sure and tune in, as will, of course, Joe Holt is here filming. And you can tune in on Second Chance Tuesdays with that 5-day pass, and you can see everything, the edited version with good sound, and, of course, more importantly, all the video.
And this time they're lining up a little differently, Gary. Let's see whether they're going to try to pooch this one, maybe over in the area of Darren Blankenship on the opposite side of the field, their home side. And it's up short. Blankenship's going to fair catch it, and he lets it go out of bounds. Smart move by his part.
Yeah.
To gain the Maroon Devils an extra 5 yards on that play.
And it bounced kind of sideways. So, again, good work indeed over there. Good decision by Darren Blankenship. We get the ball back in good shape. But what a beautiful night, Toby. Here it is literally the day after Thanksgiving, and driving down, we were seeing temperatures in the mid-70s.
Yeah, you and I have been on a scissor lift this weekend before, and it wasn't very pretty.
It's a beautiful night here. Temperatures, of course, cool now with the sun going down, and again, just after 8 o'clock on a Friday night. But again, quite nice indeed. Here come the Maroon Devils. Lining up on the left side now. Flipping over is going to be Holden Petty. And it's going to be the quarterback, Brody, in traffic. And he gets a couple of tough yards as he pushes it out to about the 38-yard line, Toby, on first down.
Yeah, 3 yards. Just keep the ball moving.
Do what we do. And again, our offensive line, again, very impressive here early.
Well, and what the viewers, listeners rather, at home don't realize is they've got 8 in the box. They're man up on Seth and Breyer out to the side. They're on an island. They've got them to themselves. There's no help. Everybody's up within 15 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're going to be in the box all night long.
Man-to-man coverage on our
We
wide
had
receivers.
movement over on that side, on the right side, but it may have been in response to one of their players jumping into the almost to the neutral zone there at the last minute, but I think it's going to go against the Devils.
Yes, you're exactly right. Illegal motion, so that'll back us up 5. And now the line of scrimmage is going to be, let's see where they spot it, probably about the 32, 33-yard line. Actually, that's where we're located, right here on the side of the field.
On the Swain side, you're correct.
And we're literally outside. No, we're not in the press box. We're out here, kind of out here with the fans. And again, we're looking right down, literally, the 33-yard line where the Maroon Devils have the ball. 9:54 and counting in the second quarter. We're tied at 14.
So the Maroon Devils do something completely opposite and bring everybody out here all of a sudden on the outside. Bowman keeps it, struggles his way forward for a few yards, and now it looks like Will Paul may be hurt.
Got 3 yards on the play. Another Maroon Devil down on the play. He gets up, and he gets up slowly. And again, William Paul, he might have to come out for a play, as they looks like the officials did stop the clock.
Yeah, they're going to escort him on off. Nope, they checked him, and they said they're good. So
ready to go.
I like that move
That's
by
good.
the officials. I
Yeah.
like that. Check on the young man. If he says he gives a thumbs up and he looks good to you, play on.
That's it. Let him play.
That was good.
So we're ready to go this time. Coming out wide to the left side. One receiver. Everybody else in tight. Oh, we got people jumping all over the place this time, and we're going to have to back up 5 more.
Yeah, that was procedure. This has not been the cleanest possession for the Maroon Devils by any stretch.
So we've had, again, 2 5-yard motion penalties.
Again, that was a different set altogether. They had
Yeah.
a covey of receivers over to the right and a split to the left, and one back. So they're definitely trying to spread the Warriors out a little bit, see what they do in those different sets.
And this time we're going to split 2 to the right side. Over there is going to be Trey Bradley and Clayton Catalster. 3 over there, actually. Breyer in the slot. Brody back to throw. Stands up, fires down the left side, up for grabs, and it's going to be knocked away at the last second over there by Joe Leak. Actually, Seth Parker had his hand on it momentarily, but Joe slapped it away.
Seth was a step or so behind Leak, and
Yeah.
the ball a little underthrown, and Leak was able to smack the ball out of Parker's hands. Good job by Leak to defend that. Now Dylan Smith will have to punt again. Fortunately, there's nobody back to receive. Unfortunately, that means they're going to be all out to try to block this thing.
Here they come. They're coming after him. Oh, and he gets it away. Outstanding job over there by Dylan Smith. Nobody back to return, and it's going to take a Maroon Devil bounce down inside the 20-yard line, right on the 20.
Nicely done by the Maroon Devils.
Good job by the punt team now with 8:40 to play in this second quarter. And we're still tied at 14-14. And again, thanks to all our guys here. Brandon's keeping all the radio ads going, and Joe Holt's keeping the camera going, and we're keeping the chatter going, Toby.
Yeah, we're trying.
What a
Good
game,
football
though.
game, though.
It
Good
is
football game.
outstanding play on both sides. Both teams have really shown some good work here tonight in many different ways. Now the officials are holding things up for some reason over here. Maybe got an equipment repair for one of the guys in the backfield for West, and he gets ready to go. And the officials blow the whistle. We're ready to go as well. 1st and 10 now. West Montgomery has the line of scrimmage right at the 20-yard line. And again, they always operate out of this shotgun. Quarterback in there right between 2 backs. He's going to turn and hand off, and there again is going to be Damon Roan. Just spins his way out for about 3.
Little John on the tackle. It looks like he's maybe 4 on the play to the 24.
Ren Gunner up there as well. And Toby, again, good to see him in there playing. He was shaken up earlier. He's in there playing hard. Logan Loftus and company manning those linebacker spots. And again, this is a good size offensive line for West Montgomery, unlike their defensive line, which is kind of small. Here again, they kind of pop it up in the air. Running out to the left side is going to be Roan again. And he's going to be very close to a first down. And Toby, that almost looks like a design play in a way.
It did, didn't it? It certainly worked twice for him, whatever it was. Briar Yance on the tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle, actually.
Yeah.
And another first down for the Warriors.
There we go again. Maroon Devils bringing in some fresh defensive linemen. Checking in on that play was Corbin Wildcat. And again, they have some big guys up there on their offensive line. One of those 6'2", 285, big Jaleel Leak, number 66. They have some beef on the offensive front. But this time it didn't matter. Our guys get there, and we get there in a hurry, and that is Corbin Wildcat.
Nice job by Corbin and Ren Gunner following him up into that hole. Both of them were there for that short dive. And they give them about 1 on that, Gary, so we'll give them a 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9. One of the few times that we've held them to 1 yard. We actually stopped them once for a loss on one play. And this is, again, a very high-powered offense. These Maroon Devils are so far getting the job done. Again in the shotgun. Twins to the right side. Here they come running to the right side. They've got the wide receivers blocking. They turn the corner down the sideline. It's going to be a foot race, and they're going to win the foot race. We almost caught him, but again, it's going to be Joe Leake down the sideline, Toby, and he knew right where that sideline was because he danced it all the way in.
Well, it's all about angles, Gary, as you know, and the defense for the Maroon Devils that time took poor angles, and if you take a poor angle, it's going to cost you in a game like this. There's no two ways about it. You got to stay on those angles. You got to trust the process, and that time the Maroon Devils got caught, and it hurt them bad.
No doubt. They turn the corner again. We saw the speed of Joe Leake, who had 80 carries, 922 yards, 19 touchdowns on the season, and is also one of their leading receivers. Now coming on to kick the PAT again is going to be Sesteta. And we have a whistle before they kick it, so they'll try to kick it again. 6:57 to play now, and this is the first lead of the game, actually, for West Montgomery. First time they've been in front, and they're going to be charged with procedure, so they're going to have to back up.
I think. There they go.
Yep. Got a false start against the Warriors of West, and now they're going to back up 5 and try it again. But so far from what we've seen, Toby, we have pretty good conversion kickers on both sides.
Yeah, this kid's got the range from that far back, so that's not really an issue.
Again, Sesteta, and again, our Holden Petty, very, very good kickers. This one, he boots it through. There's no penalty flag, and we'll take a break this time with 6:57 to play. It's 21 for West Montgomery. Our Maroon Devils 14. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as we kick it again. They kick it high and short. We're going to have a fair catch at the 32-yard line. Again, over there under the out is going to be Holden Petty. And with 6:54 to play, Toby, West with their first lead of the night, 21-14. And we need to answer back here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not imperative that we score, but it is imperative that we keep the defense off the field for a little while. A couple of scores real quick. Murphy's up 14-6 in the second. Hayesville down 24-6. That's still in the first. Cherokee North Duplin 0-0 in the second.
So some interesting scores around the mountains, or I should say all over the state, actually. Our mountain teams having to travel down east here tonight. And here we go with the football. Brody pitches it out to the right side. Chris turns the corner, and it's going to be knocked right into the West Montgomery bench over there. But a gain of looks like about 5 or 6 over there, Toby. Not bad.
Yeah, I think they gave him a 5 up to the 35. We started on the 30. So a good start on this drive for the Maroon Devils. That was a pure read option right there. Brody kept it, turned the corner, pitched it to Chris. Chris was able to put his head down and gain some yardage there out on the outside. The first time the Maroon Devils have gotten outside all night long, and now they line up second and, we'll call it about 7.
Second and about 7. Twins left. Here comes Chris Miller into the secondary. Here he goes. It's a foot race. Can he win the foot race? They are trying to track him down, and he actually broke the tackle, and he scores. Chris Miller takes it all the way to the house, about 65 yards. And talking about speed, they never caught him, Toby. They caught him once, but he broke the tackle.
Couldn't bring him down, and that was just another
Wow.
basically 47 dive out here with the option, and Chris took it off the tackle and took it home for a touchdown. So even better than being able to possess the ball for a while, the Maroon Devils able to put points on the board.
Answer right back. Number 1, Keyshawn Thomas. He actually had a shot at him, but Chris Miller would not be brought down. Thomas tried to get him from behind. He shucked him off and just kept running. And again, about a 65-yard touchdown unofficially. We had it at about the 35, and Chris took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think that was right in the 65-yard range, and Holden Petty on for another point after. A chance to tie this game up again.
He boots it up, and he boots it through. So again, a Maroon Devils answer, and that, to me, Tubby, was so important with 6:35 to play in the second quarter.
Huge, huge.
Because they just kind of had the momentum. They had that big play capability, and they scored on the big play. But, hey, we come right back. and answer with a big play of our own.
It's really crucial, Gary, in these type of games to make West be in a football game. I doubt very seriously all year long they've had a football game that in the second half was close.
You're
And
right.
so it's important to make them be in a football game, to make them have to fight 4 quarters and see what happens with them in 4 quarters and not let it be decided in the first half. And these Marine Devils have not only made that happen, they have sent a message of sorts that they're going to be here.
Oh, no doubt. The closest game West has had this year was a 22-6 win. And right now, they've been in a dogfight. West Montgomery led briefly. We answered right back, and we're tied up now again at 21-21.
Now, this is a critical part of the game, as we said before, the special teams. If we can make sure that they have to return it a long way or keep them from returning it a long way so that they have to drive the field and make them make drives, that hurts. Looks like it's going to be another short kick by Holden. This one is right into the middle, trying to find the middle. Nobody's going to get it. It bounces, but right into their hands again.
Yeah, Roan, the dangerous one, picks it up. And again, he is so slippery back there. But this time, we have a lot of guys up there to nail him down inside at about the 35, 36-yard line, Toby. So still pretty good field position for West Montgomery.
It was, but a good job of covering that kick to make sure it wasn't more, because as we found out, that number 7, he's a dangerous guy.
Yeah, he has such quick feet, and he can just he can make you miss, and that's
Absolutely.
what you got to do.
And he can outrun you.
Yep, that too. And again, he lines up in the backfield back there again with Jackson Dozier and Joe Leake. They are the 3-headed warrior, if you will, that we've had to deal with tonight, and they are, again, outstanding. 7, 8, and 9. Quarterback back to throw. Down the middle, got his man open, and he's knocked down at the 30-yard line. Good open field tackle by Dawson Lowe, but a big catch down there by Michael Horn. So again, there again, we see the big play capability, and Horn, again, or check that, I'm sorry, Morrison on the receiving end of that is averaging 22 yards a catch this year, Toby. Number 3, Javius Morrison.
That was the play that North Stanley missed on 10 times last week, and that was why they missed on it. Dawson Lowe unloaded on Morrison when he caught that football. Morrison did a great job to hold on to it because Dawson really hit him.
He
delivered a lick.
No doubt about it. Our safety back there for the Maroon Devil defense. Now they have it 1st and 10 at our 31-yard line. Here they come running to the left side, trying to find a seam over there. Not much seam for Damon Roan, number 7. And again, our Maroon Devils all over that play, Toby, as we're not giving much between the tackles. Leading the way over there looks like we had Ren Gunner, and also we had
Johnny Woodard maybe in on that as well on that side.
Yep, Johnny Woodard did a great job.
But he gained 5 out of that, Gary, with all that work. So the Maroon Devils giving ground on that one. Let's see if they can make a play here.
2nd down, quarterback hands off. It's going to be Roan again. He's trying to tiptoe his way through and only gets a couple of yards, maybe 1 yard, Toby. Not much there at all.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about West tonight. And the inside right there, when they're not gaining yardage, they're paying a heavy price.
Yeah.
That may not have been the case all year, but they're going to know that this was a football game when the halftime rolls around.
No doubt about it.
So it'll be 3rd and about 2 right here for the Warriors, deep in Maroon Devil territory from the Swain 23-yard line. They got to make just shy of the 20 for a first after 2 consecutive up-the-middle runs by, and this is quarterback Reed. He goes straight up the middle
Straight
again.
up the gut.
Untouched.
Wow, breaking tackles too, Toby, all the way down to the 6-yard line. It's going to bring up a 1st down and goal.
Well, he's reading that, and you could see it. And as soon as he saw that was open, he just turned tail and ran. As hard as he could run, he was to the 2nd level before the Maroon Devils even realized he had the football.
He's so quick, and he's not a big kid. He's 5'9", 160, but he is so quick with his feet.
And West already down to the 5.
Knocking on the door. 1st down and goal to go. Here comes again running to the left side, getting closer to the goal line, down near the 1, possibly the 2-yard line this time. Is going to be Leak again.
Well, that was a play that really shouldn't have got much of anything. Maroon Devils come off the edge and were able to get a body on him, and he just fell forward for a gain of about 4 right there to put them 2nd and goal from the 1.
You're right, Toby. From the 1-yard line, 2nd down now. Staying in the backfield is Dozier. Leak right beside him. And the quarterback pitches out to Leak. Leak turns the corner, and he is in. Touchdown for Joe Leak and West Montgomery with 4 minutes to play. Still here in the second quarter. Wow. It's going to be a scoring fest here tonight.
It's looking like last week.
Holy
isn't it?
moly. I don't know. Wow, what a game. 52-41, I think. 93 points on the board last week. Almost getting into the basketball scoring range.
It certainly was.
And now again, coming on for the PAT now for West Montgomery is going to be number 17, Pedro Sesteta. A lot of seniors on this team, and he's one of them. Good snap, good hold, and the kick has plenty of distance with exactly 4 minutes to play. 28 for the West Montgomery Warriors. Our Maroon Devils 21. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Going to be a fair catch over there at the 29 again by Darren Blankenship. So interesting first half.
Well, it certainly has, and it's just been a score fest in the playoffs for these Maroon Devils so far. Unfortunately, the opponents from the Yadkin Valley Conference are scoring too.
And talking about scores, I know I had one just a moment ago with Murphy leading handily in their game. That score is Murphy leading 21-6 with 5:27 left to play in the second quarter.
Mitchell up handily on Hayesville 24-6 also.
So let's see if we can answer back again, Toby. So far, we've been able to. This time, we come to the left side for Holden Petty. Lines up tight there with a split backs, and we run to the right side. Nothing fancy, but we get a couple of yards.
And Swain fans very upset that no penalty was called as Dylan Smith pounded to the ground after the whistle had clearly blown by West, and no flag on the play. Dylan trying to catch his breath back there. I'm sure that didn't feel too good after the play where he landed on the ball.
Yeah.
But no gain. Well, a gain of 1 on the play.
We'll take 1, but again, interesting that there was no flag called.
Yeah, that was right in front of the head official, too.
3:26 and counting. 28-21 West Montgomery. Our Maroon Devils this time with Briar Yachts going to be in motion. A lot of guys up in the box. Back to throw. Brody fires down the middle. Dylan Smith is wide open. Again, another foot race, and this time catching him from behind is going to be Keyshawn Thomas. But again, what a big play all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
And that was out of the backfield. Dylan just released out of the backfield and was wide open, Gary. Nobody got him. And the Maroon Devils with another big gain into West territory. Dylan's going to check out. Keyshawn Beener checks in. Give Dylan a little bit of a breather again. I think he landed on the football trying to protect it. The West players are very adept at catching you from behind and trying to tackle the football rather than you. And that's happened to Dylan twice, and both times he's protected it by falling on it and come out the worse for the wear.
Yeah, I'm sure that didn't feel good at all. Here we go, lining him up, split backs. Keyshawn in the backfield with Chris Miller. It's going to be Brody keeping it to the left side. Runs into a bunch of red jerseys. After a short gain, they finally get him down with 2:41 to play here in the first half.
He's got about 2 on that one. And the Maroon Devils are inside the 20 as best I can tell, Gary.
I think you're right, Toby. Just inside the 20-yard line, but knocking on the door, and we still have plenty of time.
Well, it looks like he may have got 3 out of that, so 2nd and 7-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood.
2nd and 7 looks good. We're getting closer to that. I think the football is actually right on about the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15, we'll call it. Again, our angle, we're trying to do the best we can. But from the 15, here we go. 2nd down. Chris Miller, big hole on the right side, and it closes quickly. West Montgomery so quick, Toby. But again, our offensive line is knocking the hole out there, but they get to the football quick.
They sure do pursue, and we had a great angle on that one, Gary, from our perspective, and that hole opened as pretty as you please, and just as soon as Chris got into it, it closed.
That's it.
With a bunch of red. But he was able to get to about a 3rd and long 2 right here, so Maroon Devils certainly in 2-down territory at this point from here.
Getting down near the 10-yard line, the Maroon Devils.
Here's Brody up the middle.
Running again. Let's see if we got enough for that first down. The quarterback keeper, Brody Bowman, running the show and doing a good job running the Maroon Devil offense here tonight. It's going to be very close. They're going to say 4th down and less than a yard, Toby, from the sticks on the sideline.
Wow.
1:12 to play. 4th down and less than a yard.
I think the Maroon Devil coaching staff is upset that they won't measure it.
Yeah.
It's certainly close enough to measure, Gary, but they won't measure it.
Yeah, you'd think. And now they're going to
measure it because Coach Blankenship is called a timeout to get them to measure it. I think he had to waste a timeout to do that.
Wow, you should be able to call for a measurement when it's that close, and there shouldn't be any question at all. But they're gonna measure, and we'll keep it right here with under a minute to play. We got halftime coming up just around the corner, and wow, what an amazing first half. So far, we've got 49 points between the two teams on the scoreboard.
And I'm watching what's unfolding here. Coach Blankenship talking to the head official. He still shows no inclination, Gary, to measure that thing. The side judge looked like he was pointing the first down. And now they're talking about it, but
it's close.
It is very close, and we don't have a very good vantage point, to be honest with you, but we're still kind of partial to the Maroon Devils, but it looks like a first down, at least from what they said, and there's still not any inclination to measure. So Coach Jeff Marr, the offensive coordinator, sending his troops back out on the field. They're going to go for it, and why not?
Sure, fourth down, and very, very little is all we need for a first down. Line of scrimmage right about the 10-yard line.
That cost the Maroon Devils a timeout, Gary, but I don't think it's going to matter with 5:48 left in this first quarter. And both, they were pointing at the scoreboard, Coach Blankenship was, and Coach Marr as well. The whole time they're still pointing at it because it's not running. I don't know.
Wow.
They don't have a play clock going. They haven't reset it.
Yeah, they're still confused
And
out there.
there's one point where the clock shouldn't be running now because we took a timeout, but there's one point earlier where it should have been running, and it was not running.
And now there's not even any time on the play clock down there in the end zone with 54.8 seconds. And Coach back on the field talking with the head referee and trying to get this sorted out here.
And he's not happy with the explanation. You can tell by his body language as to what's going on. What is that time, Gary? Is that 5:48 or is it 54?
Yeah, 54.8 seconds.
Before half?
That is exactly
really?
right. Just under a minute to go before halftime.
Well, whatever happened is over with, and now the officials are going to talk it over and keep us in suspense even longer.
Yeah, they're not ready to resume play at all.
The officials are not.
They're still confused. Now I think they're finally going to get ready to go here. The key for our Maroon Devils right now is to get this first down.
Yeah, and it's close. It's a yard or less.
Yes.
By our estimates from way up here atop our vantage point. And West is desperate for a timeout. The official didn't even have a whistle in his mouth, so he couldn't signal it. And so West does Swain a favor and calls a timeout after they see the alignment the Maroon Devils come out in.
All right. So while they do all that, guys, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans back live on Maroon Devils ready to go now. Fourth down and less than a yard to go to get a first down at the 10-yard line of West Montgomery. Split backs. We hand off to the right side. It looks like we got the first down. They stopped us, but I think we got the first down, Toby. We got at least a yard, maybe two.
Oh, I think so. I agree with you. But, again, our vantage point really stinks, and they didn't set that ball very well the first time. So let's see if they set it any better this time. First and 10, Maroon Devils.
There we go, first down, and it should be first down and goal to go from what we can tell, about the 8.5 yard line.
Well, now a sense of urgency. The Maroon Devils have 49 seconds and only one timeout left in this first half to get something point-wise. I don't think we can come away from here with nothing. I think we need a touchdown, field goal, something out of it.
Here we go. We pitch to the left side. Here's Chris Miller trying to turn the corner. They get him, but he gets in. Is it touchdown? No,
touchdown,
yes.
There it is.
Wow, I tell you, these officials are the slowest calling a touchdown I've ever seen.
It took forever. Chris, outstanding effort to the outside. You're not going to beat West to the outside, but you've got to be able to fight through the tackle, which Chris did.
Yeah.
He fought through the initial contact and was able to get it across the goal line with a dive. And Chris Miller having a tremendous game, Gary.
That's the second time tonight he has broken a tackle to score a touchdown for the Maroon Devils. And if we can get this PAT, we're going to be tied right back up with 36 seconds left to play here before halftime. Holden boots it up right down the middle, and we are now tied again at 28-28. 36 seconds to play. We'll keep it right here as we're just around the corner from halftime, and we'll check some more scores at halftime. And wow, what a game. What a game. It's basically, I think, Toby, who has the ball last.
Yeah, I think we said that last week too.
Because right now, neither team can do much to slow down the other.
Well, one thing's for sure, the Maroon Devils are going to have to figure out a way on special teams to limit what West does on this play. We've seen both field goal kickers. They both have outstanding range, so the last thing you want, break a big, long touchdown run or get into field goal range here. West does have timeouts left with 36 seconds left, and we've seen them throw, and they're going to throw deep the majority of the time. But what you worry about is one of those under patterns and hitting one of those guys that can absolutely scald the earth and making it difficult.
They have the speed on their side, no question about it, but we've seen our Maroon Devils control our offensive line of scrimmage. They have not been able to stop our running game here tonight.
That's for sure. That's been the big bread and butter of the Maroon Devils now for the second week in a row, and they have done a tremendous job up front. We talked about controlling the line of scrimmage, and our Maroon Devil linemen have done that on the offensive side of the ball for sure.
Here we go now. Holden Petty's going to kick it, and he kicks it high and kind of short. It's going to be taken by an up man. The ball is loose, and I think we have it.
We do have it. We do have it. It's recovered by the Maroon Devils right
Yes.
there, and it's who is it?
Can't
Logan
tell.
Loftus.
Might have been Logan
Loftus in there, recovered a short kick right over the front row's head. The second row comes in and tips it, trying to slide and catch it, and Logan Loftus slides in there and beats him to the ball. Maroon Devils have 32.5 seconds left, but only one timeout to work with.
Also in there, big Zeke Bradley all around the football, but one of their up men came up and tried to slide in and catch it. That was a bad decision. He never did catch it, and the Maroon Devils have it now on the turnover. This time we're going to run Seth out to the right side. We got Trips out to the left side. Brody is going to be in the shotgun for one of the first times tonight. Here they come after him. He airs it out down the right side. Seth is there fighting for it. Oh, he had a shot at it down inside the 5-yard line, but pretty good coverage down there by West Montgomery.
It was outstanding coverage. It really was.
Wow.
Seth had that ball in his breadbasket for a minute, but they were able to get in there and pull it loose. Well thrown by Brody, well run route by Seth. It just couldn't stay in there. He couldn't grasp it long enough.
Now those two guys kind of just fighting over the football, stopping the clock with 25.5 seconds to play. And we are tied right now. But hey, don't bet that it's going to be a tie going into halftime the way this game has gone. Brody stepping up. Oh, quarterback drop play, and they stuff it.
Yeah, they had a linebacker waiting on that. They're going to take time out here.
And the whistles blow.
I don't know what they're blowing for. The clock is stopped. You can calm down. It stopped.
They keep blowing the whistle. The clock stops with 15.7 seconds to play before halftime, and now everybody can get what they want to.
So they got a timeout. Looks like by West. I don't know. Neither team's going to the sideline. So did they call a timeout?
Now Jeff Marr calls his players over with 15 seconds to play.
So that was weird. I'm not real sure what's going on down there.
And now West is not even going to the sideline. Their defense is still out on the field, even though our offense came over here to talk it over with Coach Marr.
Well, 15.7 seconds left. The Maroon Devils, I think, have one timeout left, but I'm not 100% sure. Now the official's waving, and he gave us the timeout.
Yeah, charged the timeout to Swain County. Yeah, we can't tell from their scoreboard because they don't have a designation on their scoreboard for the timeouts.
Did they not call timeout?
Apparently not.
So what did they do? Why were they blowing the whistle so hard?
I don't know.
The clock doesn't stop on that sack. Why did it stop?
So apparently we called a timeout. Or according to the officials anyway.
Okay.
But now we're lined up. We're ready to go. Now they're going to put a couple of seconds back on. 19 seconds now back on the clock. 19 seconds. Here we go. Brody is going to be back in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers looking for Seth. Oh, right over the middle. And pretty good coverage over there. A little bit of contact, but the ball just a little too tall on the slant pattern.
14.4 seconds left. The Maroon Devils technically don't have to punt this thing if they don't want to.
You're right.
They could just run a play and run the clock out right here on a running play. West has timeouts left, but they're going to punt it.
Dylan Smith is going to come on. And again, Toby, when you're punting and they don't have anybody back.
No,
so
they're going all out
it.
again. So the Maroon Devils have got to be very careful right here. But
And
only
we're a
thing-
man short. We're a man short. Seth Parker's still not out there. Now he gets onto the field as one of the linemen said, hey, we need one more guy.
They can take the. Well,
Here we
they
go.
could have taken the penalty.
Oh, we get the punt away. There's no penalty flag so far. And this one, again, no return man. It's going to be rolling down inside the 10-yard line. Still 4 seconds left on the clock. So West Montgomery can actually run at one play. But, Toby, we know they can score in
All
one
it
play.
takes. 4 seconds is plenty of time for them to score.
They have the speed to do that. Let's see if we can keep them under wraps here with the score tied almost at halftime. Well, let's see now. The way things look, we may kick this thing over again.
Why? Were we offsides or something?
Apparently so. They're going to come back and do it over. So,
4.4, technically, I think we could just catch the snap and fall on it.
yeah, that'd be the wise thing to do. Don't kick it to there. Well, they don't have anybody back deep, so we don't have to worry about a return. And with their speed, I just find this kind of interesting. But they come after the punt, trying to block it, and here they come again. And Dillon gets off another good punt. There's going to be no return. This time the clock is going to run out. And we're going to go to the locker room with the score at halftime here from West Montgomery High School. We're all tied, fans, 28-28. Stay tuned. We've got a break coming up, and we'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. And what a game. What a game against the number 1 ranked West Montgomery Warriors. And Toby, just an offensive slugfest here tonight. The Maroon Devils, ironically enough, we thought about West Montgomery with a big play capability coming in. And what do our Maroon Devils do? We come out with some big plays of our own.
Big is an understatement. Chris Miller, 10 rushes, 114 yards, a pair of touchdowns. Dylan Smith, 10 rushes, 20 yards. Brody Bowman, 7 rushes for 19 yards. So Maroon Devils doing yeoman work on the ground again, just as they did last week, and that's big in terms of time of possession, frustration factor. All of that weighs into it, and just the fact that they're able to do things. For them, they've got 204 yards rushing so far with 16 rushes. But hey, it's West. That's what they do. They're going to do that. They've got that speed. They're able to get to the outside. All of that coming off big runs, big plays. The one thing Coach Blankenship said his team really had to guard against. And unfortunately, that's a hard thing to do. A lot harder to talk about it and to mock it up than when you get out here on this field in an actual game situation and see that speed for the first time. It's difficult to combat.
It really is, Toby. You can talk about, the stats and the yardage and what they do, but when you see it face to face, and we just up here from our vantage point on the sideline, you can talk about the speed they have. But again, I really like the way our Maroon Devils are running the football in the first half. We're controlling the line of scrimmage on offense against their smaller defensive front. So, again, it's just back and forth we go, and we'll see who blinks or maybe more importantly, who has a big turnover that could really turn things around.
Well, Gary, to me, still the thing that I want to see is how is West going to respond? Have they gone into a game this year at halftime tied at 28? How are they going to respond? What are they going to do? If they push the panic button a little bit, then that's to our advantage.
Oh, no question about it, and we'll find it out if they do that here tonight. Again, we're at halftime, 28-28 on a beautiful Friday night here at West Montgomery High School. We're going to take a break down the line, and we'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. We're at halftime against the number 1 ranked West Montgomery Warriors here on their home field. They call it James Garman Field. And Toby, I understand there's another app that our Maroon Devils can potentially pick up the broadcast on tonight.
The TuneIn app, and if you get there, search for WRGC. Our sister network, WRGC, has jumped into the fray now to help us out. They're going to carry it on the TuneIn app, so listening. Unfortunately, it'll still be you and I calling it, but if you want to spread the word, it'll at least still be there. For people to listen to this heck of a football game so far. Some other scores around the area, Gary, if we want to take a trip around. It's North Duplin ahead of Cherokee 7-6 at the half.
Man, interesting game.
And it is. Mitchell big on Hazel 38-6. Murphy 28-6 over Winston-Salem Prep at the half. Let's see if we got any. Brevard down 10-0 to North Rowan at the half. Got to go a little ways. 28-7 East Montgomery over Walkertown. I think the folks here are kind of rooting for that one for the East-West rivalry game to be revisited here at West Montgomery. Swain's still got a say in that, though.
Oh, yeah, especially with the score tied at 28-28 at halftime. But we may have the most interesting game of any team in the mountains right now, other than that North Duplin and Cherokee 7-6 game is a good game going on there as well.
Shelby all over Franklin, 35-0 at the half.
Yeah, Shelby is so talented.
We knew Shelby, as we said in the pregame, Shelby, from our understanding, may be the best team in any division.
Yeah, those Lions are very talented, and they are that way every year. It's amazing.
Pisgah at the half leads Patton 14-7, so that's good news out of Black Bear country.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of mountain teams holding our own here tonight, and
Tuscola not doing so well. South Point up big 35-6 in the third quarter.
Wow.
In that one, that's a little bit of a surprise. South Point must have a heck of a football team.
Yeah, because we know Tuscola is pretty good.
Who else we got? Irwin and
Reynolds, I think it is.
26-7 Reynolds over Irwin at the half.
And Reynolds, I believe, is the #1 seed in that 3A category this year.
Yeah. Mitchell, and we gave theirs. How about Mountain Heritage? Let's see what they're doing.
Mountain Heritage has had a really good season. They've had a good football team this year. Mountain Heritage guys and the Mitchell guys both have had really good seasons.
Reedsville up 38-8 at the half.
Wow, so Mountain Heritage having a tough time as well.
Mm-hmm.
But again, from those scores, Toby, two teams from the Swain County area. Our Maroon Devils tied here with West Montgomery 28-28, and the Cherokee Braves 1-point ball game at North Duplin, and Cherokee's giving them a fit.
With their offense holding them to 6 points in the first half, that's very surprising. Cherokee may step on the accelerator in the second half, get some things going. As we know, they can put points on the board quick.
Yeah, they can.
Very quick. And North Duplin must have done an outstanding job in one half to limit them to 6, because we've seen athletes galore out of those guys at Cherokee.
Oh, no question about it, Toby. And I know, talking about some other sports going on, I know basketball is just around the corner. As a matter of fact, a lot of high schools have already played some basketball. And I know our Maroon Devils, those who are not playing football, are practicing and getting ready for the season that's coming up. Of course, we hope our football team continues to play. But again, basketball is a real thing coming up very soon.
December 6th is the first scheduled game against Robbinsville. So we'll see how that holds out. Hopefully we'll have to move that one because we're playing football still.
Yeah.
But Maroon Devil fans need to take note. Both squads are going to be very good this year for Swain, and they're scheduled to have 6 home contests in the month of December. So you got every opportunity to come out and see these Maroon Devils and these Lady Devils, who look to be going to have an outstanding season coming on in basketball. As we said, wrestling's in the same vein, of course. They are slated for December 1st, but that may not happen, or it may be a shorthanded situation because of hopefully football still be going on. And they won't have all of their folks out there for that. But the winter sports right around the corner, as you said. Maroon Devils Network will have all of that for you right here live every chance we get. And all the way down the line with our folks, RGC, WBHN, and all of their help as well. So we look forward to bringing everybody that as far down the road as we can possibly make it.
Hey, it's always good to give all our student athletes as much credit and publicity as possible, because hey, they do a lot of work. I mean, these kids, they practice hard. They spend a lot of time in the weight room that, of course, parents understand. But a lot of fans, I'm not sure, understand just how much time goes into preparation, no matter what the sport. Mm-hmm. Football, basketball, wrestling. I know, matter of fact, our wrestling coach is over there with the football team tonight. So
yeah, there's a lot of collaboration going on. The men's basketball coach is over there as well, the athletic director. So there's a lot of collaboration goes on, a lot of inner workings that people don't see, and the Swain High staff does an outstanding job of working together, Gary. People really wouldn't believe how together that staff is, all the way from men's sports to women's sports and so forth and so on. The cooperation is just unbelievable. And, of course, to be successful on a 1A level, you have to do that.
Oh, I think there's no other way around it. Right now, fans, we're at halftime, getting ready for the second half coming up, and we're starting over. It's basically 0-0, if you will. Our halftime score, Swain County 28, West Montgomery 28. We'll be back after this timeout on the Maroon Devils Network. Back here to West Montgomery High School. Again, we're broadcasting live on a Friday night. Maroon Devils here in the second round of the 1AA playoffs against the team that finished the regular season ranked number 1 in the entire state. And again, we're talking about the West Montgomery Warriors. A fantastic season. Looking at the rankings as they finished up after the regular season, Toby. West Montgomery, number 1 in the state, 11-0. Wallace Rose Hill was number 2. Tarboro, number 3. East Carteret, number 4. The Murphy Bulldogs finished the season ranked number 5 in the state 1A poll. Mount Airy was number 6. We were talking about Mitchell. They were ranked number 7. Well, who's right behind them? East Montgomery, a team that lost 50-7 to West Montgomery, but they're still ranked because that's the only game they lost. Then we had North Edgecombe ranked number 9, East Surrey ranked number 10. So some teams we've been talking about here tonight ranked in that final regular season poll.
You know what those rankings mean?
Not a whole lot right now.
Nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. The majority of the people who vote on that have no idea what it means to be a member of the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Yeah, most of
Because
the
if you continue to put the 10 best 1A teams in the state up in football and there's not a Smoky Mountain Conference team in there for most of the year, which there wasn't,
yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
But Murphy finished number 5.
Well, they finished number 5, but
yeah.
most of the way through the year, they were largely ignored, as was everybody else in the Smoky Mountain Conference, because all of these teams that you're talking about are all darling dandies. They end up here every year, but who do they play is the only question I've got. And I go back to my original statement. Nobody played a tougher non-conference schedule than this team right here in Maroon and White.
Oh, we played some tough teams, no question about it. And that, I think, got us ready for the second half of the season when we got things turned around and finished number 2 in the Smoky Mountain Conference behind a very good Murphy Bulldog team. That was an impressive team we played over in Cherokee County, and they're showing it tonight in their playoff game as well. And they were very good. Of course, we played some good teams like Tuscola was good, Franklin was good, Hapeville out of Atlanta, Georgia, very very good team. So
the only one of those teams that you're not mentioning is North that's not involved in the playoffs.
Yeah, North Henderson, and they were a talented team.
And Smoky Mountain made the playoffs with their best record in years, and were ecstatic to be ranked in the top 30 in their classification. They had a tremendous year as well. And Maroon Devils lose that one by a couple of points there down near the end. Same with North. Tough losses, but I think this team has grown from it.
Yeah, that's sometimes you learn more, as we've heard coaches say, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins. But I tell you what, if the first half is any indication, this second half ought to be a dandy. And it's literally, it may come down to the last possession of the game. You know what, Toby? The last time we played down here, it came down to the last possession.
You're right.
And we ran out of time.
You're right. We ran out of time. That's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
West advanced, but we just ran out of time. If we'd had another play, it may have been totally different.
I remember we were down on the other side of the stands from where we are tonight, and we had the ball inside the 30-yard line. Ray Smith running the offense. We were driving. Just ran out of time.
Ray Smith put on another tremendous show that he had done the year before in a state championship game. With an outstanding record-setting fourth quarter and a record-setting yardage, setting the new Swain record. And that was on display down here. He had another outstanding fourth quarter down here his senior year.
He did. And
came up just short. But I tell you what, it was a heck of a football game.
Oh, boy, it was. And as we know, if any of the fans remember, and how can they forget when West Montgomery came to Swain County, what a wild football game that was, and I think that was probably the biggest comeback in Swain High history.
Yeah, we were down 28-0 in the first quarter, and the Maroon Devils got up off the deck to win that one in exciting fashion on an Evan Sneed field goal as in the final minutes there. And in that game, they had Capel as their quarterback, the kid that's at Appalachian State now, as a wide receiver, and we know how fast he was.
He was an outstanding athlete, but well, I can remember going down on the field and interviewing Evan Snead after the game, and he was one excited young man.
I bet he was. I bet he was, as he should have been.
And so were all the other Maroon Devil players to win that football game. So this is the third game in this series between our Maroon Devils and the Warriors of West Montgomery. And every time it's been a good one. And here we go. Ready to go in the third quarter. We're going to be kicking it to West. We've tried a variety of kicks. Let's see if we kick it high and short again. They fumbled the last time that we did that. Let's see if we can cause another one. This was almost an onside kick. It goes bouncing up in the air, but this time they get it and fall on it down inside the 40-yard line, but still outstanding field position now for West Montgomery.
Boy, it is, Gary. It's looks like inside the 40.
Yeah, about the
barely.
37-yard line.
Oh, it's back to the 36, so it's
Yeah.
a little better than what we thought. But it's still good, outstanding field position for them to open this second half. And both teams, yeoman's work on the ground. They've run the football for a ton of yardage so far.
Jackson Dozier, their quarterback, back in the gun again. He hands off right up the gut. Here they go. Joe Leake in a foot race down the left side, and we're not going to catch him. He's wide open, takes it all the way to the house on the first play, and there's a late flag coming in against West Montgomery, I believe, after the touchdown. Should be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. That's just, but basically, he kind of knocked our guy to the ground after the touchdown was scored, and for no reason at all. And again, good question. Why would you do that?
You just scored to go up in the ball game, and a back and forth ball game on one play.
Yep.
That you've obviously drawn up at halftime, and then you got to give Swain. Fortunately for us, they're going to give us great field position on the kickoff.
Yep, unsportsmanlike conduct against West Montgomery is the penalty. And they'll again assess that on the kickoff, and now they're going to kick the PAT. But Toby, we've only played 14 seconds and already a touchdown on the board. Wow. Speed is, again, something you just don't teach. And now the head referee calls the penalty, as we saw.
Signals that again for the second time. For anybody in the stands who didn't see him.
Who didn't see it. Now for the PAT. Coming on again and booting it up and through again is going to be Sesteta. And so with only 14 seconds gone, it's 35-28 West Montgomery. And again, we'll keep it right here. And again, Toby, again, remind us if folks are still having trouble picking it up, they can go, I believe, to the
TuneIn.
WRGC TuneIn.
Go to the TuneIn app. It's you can download it for free. TuneIn app. It has radio stations everywhere, and you need to search for WRGC. And they have picked up our feed graciously, and we appreciate Roy Burnett and the folks back in the studio doing that so the Swain folks can listen to this football game. And now the Maroon Devils will receive the second half kickoff, but Gary, the key is West's going to have to do it from 15 yards further back.
No doubt.
And as we've seen all night long, they employ this punch and fair catch strategy to limit run backs. So they like to take it on one hash and kick it high in the air to one side and then hope for a fair catch so there's no return on it.
So the football is going to be taken, should be back at the 25. It is at the 25-yard line where they'll have to kick off. So, yeah, we ought to be getting it in outstanding field position.
Darren Blankenship, who's fielded the last three of those, is standing on the Maroon Devil 40-yard line. So and they're pointing at his direction again. I think they prefer him to Briar Yance over here. They're going to kick to him. So it looks like that's where they're aiming. And if he doesn't get enough of it, it'll be great field position for the Maroon Devils.
Now Chris Miller and Keyshawn Beaner come up and join us, if you will, in the short return game, and they do. They kick it high and right to Darren Blankenship, and it's actually going to go out of bounds.
Right out of bounds. Now, what happens if it's out of bounds there? Do we take it where the ball's at? Because it's past the 35 where you normally would get it.
It went out of bounds up at the 45-yard line. That's where we should get it, but again, we'll see.
Yeah, they've marked it on the 45 exactly,
yeah.
And we'll see what they discuss. I still would like to have found out what the discussion was before the half with Coach Blankenship and the officials about the clock and timeouts and whatnot. So we're going to get it at the 50.
Wow, that's even better than we thought. So I guess the angle of where the ball actually went out of bounds is at the 50-yard line.
How big is that unsportsmanlike penalty now?
Oh boy, and that was just not a smart play by the West Montgomery player.
Well, if it's a case of trying to intimidate, this is the wrong team. You're not going to gain anything by doing that with the Maroon Devils. That might work on somebody else, but not going to work here.
Here we go. Twins to the left side. First down and 10 right on the 50-yard line. And the handoff goes to Chris Miller. He goes to the right side, right over the right tackle, and he gets about 3 yards, Toby, on first down. And this is what we've been doing all night.
Yeah.
We have been controlling the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of 2. I think what it ended up being into West Montgomery territory.
Yep.
Really nothing to panic about. Got to stay the course. Got to stay patient with what you're doing. And the Maroon Devils have done that all night long.
And it's worked very well. Split backs again. Twins to the left side. Breyer comes over here and stacks up to the left side. This time it's going to be, again, the quarterback keeper around the left side. Nice run over there again by Brody Bowman. He's going to be close to a first down.
Well, we know from the first half they're not going to measure it.
I know. I think we got it, but let's see.
Well, we thought that before.
Well, now I'm not sure.
Yeah, we thought that before.
Wow. Come on,
No
ref.
measurement again. He can
Come
tell
on.
from there that it's just inches away.
Oh, my goodness. Again, I mean, it's right on the stick.
The nose of the football is literally sitting on the 40-yard line, which is 10 yards from the 50, and it's not enough for a measurement or a first down. Okay.
Can't believe it. Third down and less than a yard. No measurement. Here comes Brody running it straight ahead. He's got a first down and 5 more, and he breaks a tackle, and he gets about 10 out of it.
He had a first down and almost a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, he literally almost broke that one because everybody kind of stopped.
They thought they had him stopped, and he kept his feet moving, and popped out of the pile for an additional yardage right there that gives the Maroon Devils a first down right inside the 30-yard line of West.
Right at the 29-yard line, 10 minutes, 20 seconds to play, third quarter. West is up right now, 35-28. Both teams have had their share of the lead. Back and forth tonight. Brody under center, and he's going to keep it again to the left side. This time they kind of catch him from behind, and dragging him down over there is going to be Ian Hebjanik, 6 foot, 190-pound senior for West.
He's one of their heavier linemen.
He is. He's one of the larger guys on the defensive front. He, along with Peyton Coble, who's 5'11", 195, they're the only two guys close to 200 pounds. And that's very unusual. Now, their offensive line, they have some beef, but not on defense. Their defensive linemen, they're quick, but they don't have size. And right now, our Maroon Devils are exploiting that advantage along the front. Here comes Brody again, running right behind the center. He gets into the secondary, and again, they kind of grab him from behind and spin him around, but it's another Maroon Devil first down.
And what Brody's doing astutely is off of the pitch. He's not trying to go outside. He just follows the dive back up into the hole. They tackle the dive back. It acts as a block, and Brody's able to break off of that and gain substantial yardage. Another first and 10. This one looks like about the 25-yard line.
I think you're right, Toby. Let's see. Or is that the 15?
I cannot tell.
It is. It's hard to tell from our angle. I think it's the 15, but I could be wrong. 9 minutes to play. This time we're going to run to the right side, and this time they stop us in the hole. We didn't get any running room over there, Toby, so not much on first down, even though they're going to move the sticks and give us, looks like 1 or 2.
Looks like 1. That was Dylan Smith on the carry. Now the small package comes back in, Parker and Yance. They'll split out. That time it had Little John and Bradley in. Bradley is an extra tight end. Little John is a fullback in the backfield. So they have made some adjustments to that set for the Maroon Devils, from the Maroon Devils, rather.
And now we have it just inside the 15-yard line. Brody's going to keep it. Cuts back inside. And again, not much room to run to, and they knock him down after a gain of a yard or 2. So it's going to bring up third down and about 7 or 8 here, folks.
They only marked him for a gain of 1. It looked like he got a little bit more than that to me, but I guess not.
Me too. So we're going to call it third down and almost 9 now, the way we're looking at the sticks over here on the sideline. So we got a big third down conversion just inside their 15-yard line.
Well, you got to consider the score, the time, and everything going, that this is 2-down territory for Maroon Devils.
No doubt. Got Twins on the right side. Brody is going to go to the left side, but he turns back, and wow, they're in his face. And we do not get the first down, but again, we're in 4-down territory with 4th down coming up. Now the question is, do we try to kick for 3 or do we go for the first down? We need, looks like about 8.
Looks like they're going for the field goal, Gary's. Trey
Yes.
Bradley comes on. Nope. It's a different set. I'm sorry. That was a different signal for the set.
Yep, Holden's coming out, and it is going to be a different offensive look.
This is the set where we split everybody out with one running back.
3 wide to the left side, 1 wide to the right side. 4th down, we got to have 8. In the shotgun, Brody firing over the middle. Oh, and he's got Breyer.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Maroon Devils. What a perfectly thrown football, because their defender was all over the back of Breyer, and that ball was put right in his hands.
It's just a slant pattern across the middle. There's no help in the middle because they've walked everybody up. Everybody's man-to-man. Breyer with a nice route beats his man, and a good throw by Brody right on the money. Touchdown, Maroon Devils.
Great pass, Toby. He put it where only he could get it. Just looks like kind of a slant pattern right toward the middle of the field.
Yep, right to that soft middle where there's not anybody.
Wow, they almost blocked that point after touchdown, but they didn't. Almost doesn't count. And right now with 6:50 to play in the 3rd quarter, we're tied again at 35-35. Let's take a break down the line. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Here we go with the kickoff. Holden Petty's going to kick it high and short. They take it on a fair catch at the 35-yard line, Toby. So West Montgomery will have it in good field position. 6:57 to play in the 3rd quarter, and hey, we're tied again.
Well, you know what? It didn't take West long to break that tie last time they had the football.
One play.
One play is all it took.
Literally, the first play from scrimmage to open up the second half, they bust a big one, and they're so capable of the big plays. As a matter of fact, that's how they've scored every time, is basically a big play. They don't grind it out. They just outrun you. Here they come right up the middle. They're into the secondary again. They cut to the left side. This time we have the man from behind, and coming over there this time, good penetration over there by the Maroon Devils. Leading the charge is Johnny Woodard, who literally caught Damon Roan as he was trying to cut to that left side.
Dawson Lowe comes up hurting. He's limping around back there in the secondary. I hope they don't take advantage of that.
Wow, no kidding. He is limping, no question. He's our safety. He's the last line of defense, if you will. Playing safety right up the middle.
That play enough for another West first down.
This time they're going to run a different set as well. This time they pitch it to the left side, and again it's going to be Roan. He's going to be caught. Ren Gunner grabbed him from behind, and boy, he won't go down. And finally we knock him down. Logan Loftus kind of pushes him down, but even though he's not a big kid, Roan is 5'10", 174, Toby. He runs hard.
He sure did run hard on that play.
Yeah. He is so fast, but he showed more power than what we've seen tonight. This time he comes actually out of the lineup. But they bring in their other speed man, and Joe Leake, who's 5'9", 160, 922 yards rushing, 19 touchdowns on the season. And the quarterback calls the play at the line of scrimmage. He's going to have Leake to his right. And he's basically just going to hand off. Here comes Leake to the left side on a cross buck, and Leake is into the secondary, and Leake has one man to beat, and that's Breyer, and he's in the end zone.
No flags.
Unbelievable how they can just take a very small seam, Toby, and make it 6 points. But they can do it. And they have 2 or 3 guys who can do it. Not only Joe Leake, who just scored, but Damon Roan and Jackson Dozier. They're scary offensively. We haven't stopped them all night.
We stopped them on the first series, and we've not stopped them since.
But they can't stop us. It's a crazy ball game. 2 different strategies, but they're both working here tonight. But the defensive coordinators have got to be just pulling their hair out down there on the sidelines. Now for the point after, they boot it up, and it's going to be good again. And now West Montgomery takes that lead back quickly, 42-35, with 5.5 minutes to play here, Toby. And I tell you, they have scored, I don't want to see the stats, but I don't think they've scored a touchdown of under 10 or 20 yards tonight.
Everything's been long runs, a big play.
Wow.
That was the big fear of the Maroon Devils and Coach Blankenship on defense is those big plays. So far, the Maroon Devils have been able to answer, but they've got to hang in there and keep answering.
That's it. Again, they haven't been able to keep us out of the end zone, even though it takes us a little longer. We get there.
And let's see which direction West chooses to go with this kickoff. Everything has been short pooch kicks all night from both teams, setting up both offenses with great field position.
Yeah.
No teams had to drive more than 60 yards probably for a touchdown. Of course, West has not had to drive for anything. All they've done is run a play and score.
Yeah, they don't know what a drive is, do
No,
they?
they don't. No, they don't. Again,
Oh,
they're lined
boy.
up aiming at Darren Blankenship over on the opposite side. He's standing at about the Swain 26-yard line, and their kicker's going to take about a two-step run and kick it straight in the air, and he does again. Blankenship fair catch again. He's got it on the 32, right in line with us.
Good field position again for the Maroon Devils. 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. West has taken the lead momentarily. And Toby, and again, we talked about this earlier. The way both offenses are scoring on just about every possession now, it's probably going to come down to a turnover.
You're right. Or one of the defenses is going to have to make a big stop somewhere along the way and come away with a big stop. That might be as good as a turnover to force a punt.
You said
at this juncture from either team, just to give the other offense the ball back with a chance to either tie it or take another lead. Now this time looked like an I formation that time, and Miller in the up back. Looked like he got about 3.
And they were tough ones as they stopped him right in the middle of the field. They're going to spot it at the 34-yard line. Second down coming up now. One thing about it, it's a long game because of all the scoring, just like we saw, 93 points last week? We may see that many tonight. I mean, we might even see more.
We're on pace for it.
Yep. We might even see more than 93 points tonight. We run to the right side. This time they stop us after a yard gain. Going to bring up third down, Toby, and we're still going to need about 7 or 8. Just outside the 35-yard line, we need to get to about the 43, almost the 44.
Well, West knows they're in the football game. They're trying to get their crowd involved. They know how important getting that one stop from one of the two teams is going to be. And all of a sudden this place has come alive from both sides that kind of been sitting on their heels, not knowing what's going on, to be honest.
This time Brody is going to be in the shotgun. He has pressure. He's going to be sacked for a huge loss back at the 23-yard line. And Toby, I will say right now, that's the biggest defensive play of the night.
It certainly is, because not only does it force a punt, it forces us to back up to the 25 to punt it. But now remember, they have shown no inclination to return the ball. Every time they want to block it, now they have 2 receivers. Both are starting running backs back to receive this punt from Dylan Smith.
They have the speedsters back to return.
I think they've underestimated Dylan's punting ability, though. They're a little short.
Oh, boy, he kicked it over their head. Now they're going to chase it down. There's Roan all the way back at the 35. He tries to get a block, and he does get a block. He turns the corner back to the middle of the field. He has some room. He turns the corner again. Got a penalty flag back upfield. Roan is still down the sideline and finally forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. But a penalty flag way back up here, Toby. Let's see if that helps our Maroon Devils. And it's almost like Roan was almost coasting, like maybe he knew what was behind him.
He got a hold on West.
Yep.
It's going to bring this back, and that was up to that point, that was possibly the biggest play of the football game. The next biggest is coming up on this first snap from West. The Maroon Devils have got to get some stops.
You said it, Toby. That was one of the few stops we've had tonight, as West with a big sack on third down, forcing us to punt. And now the penalty is tacked on, and it's going to be West Montgomery back to about the 35-yard line. Well, they'll take over now, 1st and 10. But first down's really not something in their vocabulary because they just don't have a lot of drives.
No.
It's just big play, big play, big play. Or they'll run a couple of plays and then bust a big play.
Well, so far they've run about 2 plays in the second half and scored on both of them.
This time they're going to throw right down the middle, and for the first time tonight, it's caught by Jake Allen, a big 6'2" tight end. First time they've hit their tight end tonight.
Yeah, he was open coming across the middle, and the Maroon Devils miss a tackle, and then he's forward for about 10 more yards out of that. Now they're to the 41 of the Maroon Devils and driving.
Believe it or not. This time they split 3 wide receivers out there. This time it's going to be a shotgun with almost a pistol look with the back kind of to the left. Here comes Leak again. Little jitterbug. Now he cuts it outside. And here he goes again. I can't believe it. Wow. Joe Leak has just run wild here tonight.
Wait a minute. We got a flag. We got a flag up here somewhere.
Back up field. Could be a holding call. And again, all they do is just make a little seam. Leak pops through it, and then it's just a foot race.
And he's winning those foot races, that is.
He really is. He is one pass back, and he knows how to look for that seam. But this one's coming back.
Perhaps he had a little help on that one with a hold, as they're going to call it, and it'll back things up from the about the 35 to the 45.
And more importantly, takes that touchdown off the board, Toby. 42 to 35. The Warriors up by 7, 3:55 to play in the third quarter. They have to try it again. Again, Leak is going to be in the backfield, right beside his quarterback, Jackson Dozier. And he gives it to Roan this time. Roan is actually stopped at the 40-yard line after a 5-yard pickup.
And that was Will Paul,
yep.
and Ice Littlejohn or Dylan Smith won. I couldn't make out the other number.
Yep, William Paul doing a good job in there. Also in there is, as they all untangle, one of those guys was Johnny Woodard. Those guys have had their work cut out for them tonight. But again, the offensive line for West Montgomery, good size up front. Unlike the defensive line. Here comes Roan again. Roan in traffic. And we shut him down after about 3.
So West is going to face their first third down of the second half, Gary, and they've not seen a lot of third downs all night.
You're right.
You got to figure they're 4 down. There's no point in punting or anything else at this point.
Third down.
Football game sitting on the Swain 36-yard line.
So they need 5, almost 5 to go here. But again, they haven't seen too many third downs all night.
No, very few.
And they are in 4-down territory now. 2:44 to play, third quarter. They lead by 7. They've got the ball. Maroon Devils trying to stop them here tonight.
There goes number 8. First down and more.
Right up the gut. Here he goes again. Got a blocker in front of him, and he's going to score. Taking it all the way to the house again is going to be Joe Leak for the West Montgomery Warriors. And he's kind of strutting out there a little bit after that touchdown.
Taunted the Maroon Devils a little bit by tiptoeing to the line and just sticking the ball over.
Yep. And he is just, again, 5'9", 160 pounds of speed and quickness.
And the Maroon Devils now down 2 scores, Gary, and it's we said that was a pivotal point in this football game, and it certainly has turned into that.
It is. When they stopped us, this is the first time tonight they've led by 2 touchdowns, or either team has led by 2 touchdowns. And the PAT is good. 2:26 to play, third quarter. Now the Warriors up 49 to 35. We'll be right back after this timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network. Back to live action here on a cool Friday night at West Montgomery High School. They're going to kick it high, and we're going to have another fair catch. As our Maroon Devils have not had any kickoff return opportunities tonight, Toby. But again, we have it in good field position. But now, 2:25 to play. We are behind by 14 as West had that big stop defensively. We have to answer back here.
Absolutely, and more importantly, the Maroon Devils have got to find stops defensively because we got another quarter left to go.
Oh, yeah.
And so a nice sustained drive here that results in points, and then a stop would be very, very much what the doctor ordered.
Our Maroon Devils need a good drive here to get this ball game back within a touchdown. We hand off, and there's Dylan Smith, and he's just running as hard as he can across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. A nice pickup.
Yeah, it's a good first down pickup that time by Dylan. He kind of picked and wound his way through the muck underneath there, stepping and tiptoeing his way for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. Nice first down play. The Maroon Devils in the last series limited to about 2 yards on first down every time, and that really puts you behind the sticks on second down.
Here we go, second down. We need about 4. Got Breyer in motion. Misdirection handoff this time. It's going to be Dylan again out across the 40-yard line. This time we're going to be short. We need about 3.
Yeah, that was a good run again by Dylan, but it was late developing, which gave the West pursuit a chance to track that down. And Dylan doing a good job getting tripped up but diving forward for a gain of a couple. Leaves us third and manageable at 2, but boy, fourth 4th down, go for it in this situation is a tough call.
Oh, no doubt. 3rd down now. We need a long 2 at our 40-yard line. We head up
There
to
it
the
is.
right side. Dillon looks like he has the first down, but he was knocked backwards. Where will the spot be? That's going to be the big thing as he's finally knocked down way back behind the line of scrimmage. But his forward momentum is closer to a first down.
And that's a horrible spot. They spotted him for no gain, Gary.
Oh, man.
That is an awful spot. He had the first down easily,
I thought so,
and
too.
now it's 4th down.
I thought he had it as well. They did not give him his forward progress.
That was awful. Absolutely awful job by the officiating crew to let that go in
Yeah,
the first place with a covey of people on top of him, and then even worse for that spot. That's just
Yeah,
that's inexcusable.
Neil Blankenship calls a timeout now with 31 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. And, his forward momentum was way upfield. They spotted at the 40. So not good for the Maroon Devils. And now, Toby, it's just, I know we're having a tough time right now on the last couple of series, but wow.
Yeah, that
Big
was,
decision.
it's a big decision right there. You know, the key thing is if you punt it, they're going to score the way things have been going until we can find a way to stop them. So what difference does it make if you punt it back there or if you keep it right here?
Yeah, so
They're still wanting to know an explanation of why the ball went back so far. No explanation forthcoming. They're not even going to talk to our coaching staff, which again,
no, these officials aren't very cordial, are they?
no, they're not.
Not very cooperating. For example, we haven't seen a first down get measured all night.
Not a one, and we were inches away on a couple of those and no measurement. And this one, we had the first down spot, folks. I promise you. You can watch it on the film later. We had it.
Yeah, sure
And they
did.
pushed us back. They made the stop. They pushed
Here
us
we go.
back. But
Here we go, 4th down. We need a long 2. And it's going to be Brody. He lost the football. It's on the ground, and they pick it up. And wow, that one just blew up on us, guys. Our quarterback got hit. Dylan Smith got hit. The ball popped out. They have recovered, and we talked about turnovers being big, and that one's big.
Dylan Smith still down on the play.
Yeah, he was hit, and then Brody he took a shot as well, and that's what knocked the ball loose on that play. And they have the football now, 1st and 10. Dylan gets up, walks off slowly, but I tell you, Dylan he's taking some shots all night.
He has, but he's had a night he can be proud of the way he's played.
Oh, he's played
Kids
hard.
put it all out there, and
Man.
he's played hard. A couple of huge runs, a big catch for the Maroon Devils. That one he was trying to pick up because he knew he had to make the first down. He couldn't just fall on the ball. And unfortunately, he got hit pretty hard as he was trying to reach and get it, and the ball squirted forward. West recovered it. Irrelevant, though, because if they had an opportunity to pick it up and ran for a score probably, and they couldn't. So the Maroon Devils really needing to stop right here, Gary.
No question about it. 24 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. West Montgomery with the momentum going their way right now, and a whistle before the play really gets going. And they'll have to line it up and try it again. So again, the largest lead of the night right now, 14 by West Montgomery. We don't want that lead to get out of hand.
So they're going to mark the penalty off from the 30, even though the yard line was a 31. Oh, he moved it. Okay, my bad. Got it right.
Or the 40, rather. So now they have it at their 40, or our 46. But, boy, their field position is really not a factor.
No, I started to say that's irrelevant. If we'd have punted it and had it back there, it wouldn't have mattered either. So
they're so explosive. This time the quarterback is going to toss. This time, here he goes again, number 9, who has been our nemesis all night. And what else is new? He's down and he scores.
no flags on the play, but 2 Maroon Devils down backfield.
Wow. Joe Leake has just killed us here tonight. Big play after big play. Again, a couple of guys down.
That's Will Paul, but he's up.
He's up, and now they're going to continue to play. And this game is right now getting out of hand near the end of the 3rd quarter. West Montgomery has blown it open, and Toby, it really came on the heels when they stopped our offense and forced us to punt. It was a 7-point game at that time, and now they have scored 2 more unanswered touchdowns. And now for the PAT, coming on again is going to be Sesteta. And he boots it up and in. And now with only a few ticks left in the third quarter, 56-35. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Back live here at West Montgomery High School. A game that was tied at halftime, 28-28, has seen West Montgomery just blow things up here late in the third quarter, and now they're going to kick it back to our Maroon Devils here, up 56-35. And again, another fair catch at the 29 this time for Darren Blankenship. We get the football back, and right now, Toby, it's imperative that we score, and now that the score is what it is, we're going to have to score quickly.
Unfortunately, you're correct, Gary, and it's the question becomes, if we do score quickly, can we stop them?
That has been the problem here tonight. I don't think they've punted since early in the first quarter.
First drive of the football game, they punted to us. They have scored every drive after that.
And it's been, again, number 9, Leak, has just been unbelievable here tonight. Now Keyshawn Beener in the backfield along with Dylan Smith. And it's going to be Keyshawn to the right side, but they drove him backwards for no gain on first down, and that's the final play of this third quarter. Fans, 56-35 after 3 of the fourth quarter, the final 12 minutes coming up. We'll be back after this timeout. Listening in tonight, whether trying to listen on the internet or by the way of radio station or a TuneIn app, we appreciate everyone for listening in here tonight. We've got a quarter left to play. 12 minutes of football left to go here at West Montgomery. We have the football. Can we get some points on the board? Chris Miller into the secondary. Gets it out near the 31, no, check that, the 36-yard line, Toby, as we get the fourth quarter underway.
It'll be third down again for the Maroon Devils, Gary, and this time it's about 4.
Our Maroon Devils, again, right now desperate to keep a drive going and keep the football away from this dangerous West Montgomery team. This time the Maroon Devils bring twins out to the right side. Brody is going to be under center. West Montgomery trying to get their defense set. Chris Miller going in motion. Got a man going out there with him. Here they come with a blitz, and Brody's in trouble, and he goes down. The blitz coming, Toby, and they had 3 guys in Brody Bowman's face before he could even look for a receiver. So he goes down, and that's going to bring up fourth down. And for the second time here in the second half, we're going to have to punt the ball back to West Montgomery, and that is a dangerous thing.
And unfortunately for the Maroon Devils, Dylan Smith is out.
Yep, Tanner Wiggins going to have to come on and
will
punt.
have to punt right here.
And they're going to set up a return.
Well, they've got 2 guys back. I don't know what that means.
Back is going to be Javius Morrison, who has burned us here tonight.
They were offsides.
And they're going to be penalized. So instead of fourth down and 11, it's going to bring up fourth down and 6.
I can see how they block punts. They're so quick.
Oh, they are so quick.
If you're not sitting on the line of scrimmage, they're going to get by with a couple offsides calls just because they're that quick. At that time, they were almost in the backfield before the ball was snapped.
They like that special teams play. They blocked a couple of punts last week in their easy win in the first round over Starmount.
Unfortunately, the bad part about this, Gary, is you're starting to see some people talk a little junk. It's been a heck of a football game. Closest one they've had to play in a while.
Yep.
Might behoove people just to be quiet and play.
What a punt by Tanner. And it's going to be caught. And Morrison is going to bring it back. And he has already evaded a couple of tackles. He's still going around the right side, trying to turn the corner. And finally forced out of bounds over there on the West Montgomery bench, right about midfield.
Yeah, he's just so elusive. The Maroon Devils had a couple of cracks at him, and he just stepped back and avoided the contact and moved on upfield.
They have so much athletic ability that you just can't coach. They have the speed, the quickness, the footwork.
So let's see if the Maroon Devils can get that elusive stop here in the second half.
Wow.
From almost midfield here, 1st and 10.
You know, Toby, we were talking about the score from last week. We put 93 points on the scoreboard. Well, tonight there's 91 points on the scoreboard, and we still have 10 minutes to play.
Yeah.
I think this one's going over 100.
Yep, I think you may be right.
But I hope we can get some of those points. Here they come. Oh, ball is loose, and their quarterback gets on the football. Almost over there on the football was Ice Littlejohn. He was in the backfield as the ball did pop out.
Maroon Devils still trying to help people up out there, but West having none of it. That's unfortunate.
And it looks like Craig Cutshaw might,
He's
can't tell.
Cramped up a little bit. Looks like they're massaging him.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp. We hope that's all it is. He was, they're working on his leg, but he was knocked out of the game last week, but is in there playing hard tonight. And Ren Gunner still limping a little bit, but wow, he has come on to play a tough game tonight. Ren was shaken up earlier as well.
He has, and returned to the game and played well from that point on, so we hope the same for Craig. If this score holds, of course, it'll be his and the seniors' last game, and what a game, Gary. I mean, they have nothing to be ashamed of tonight. They've played their guts out down here. And
yes, they have.
In a game when nobody gave them a chance to win, and they were in it for 3 quarters. Maybe they can get back in it with 9:51 left, but they've got to make a big stop right here on defense.
No question about it. And let's see, Toby, as they work on Craig Cutshaw. Again, those cramps can be very painful and take a few minutes to work out. Now they're going to get him on his feet, and he'll come out of the game probably as he's limping a little bit. Those cramps can really hurt. I did see Dylan Smith up and down the sideline.
He's moving around again. He's
coming back in.
He's down at the coaches down there lobbying to get back in the ball game.
He's a tough kid too.
Yeah, he is. Another senior who's played his heart out today.
Got 12 seniors on this squad. We hope they get another shot next Friday. But right now we're behind the 8 ball with 9:51 to play, 56-35, trying to slow down a team that is just unbelievably athletic. Craig Cutshaw coming out. We hope he'll be back in a minute as well. Craig, of course, one of those seniors who has had a really solid season this year despite all the injuries. Here comes Leak again. Who else? Number 9. We've been watching him all night long. He gets down inside the Maroon Devil 35-yard line. First down now for West Montgomery.
Huge gain on a 2nd and 14 for another first down. Just keeps the chains moving and the ball movement down into Maroon Devil territory again. No sign of slowing the Warriors down at all at this point, Gary, with 9:37 left.
You know, Toby, we saw 2 good running backs last week from North Stanley, but even they can't match the quickness of West Montgomery.
This is a different kind of good in terms of defensing this particular offense. You got your hands full.
No question. Again, here comes Leak again. He pops it out to the left side. He turns the corner, and he is finally knocked out of bounds right at the goal line. He did not get in. They say literally at the 1-yard line, we knock him out.
It was a good job by the 2 seniors. Chris Miller over there hanging on by a thread, and Trey Bradley comes along to clean it up and knock him out of bounds. But damage done, 1-yard line.
Wow, this kid's quick. And it's not a whole lot of fancy stuff, Toby. He just gets out here to the corner, and it's just a foot race.
Yeah.
So now with 9:07 to play, first down goal to go for the Warriors. In the shotgun as always. And here comes Leak as always. And he is in for the touchdown now with 9:02 to play. Well, did they finally signal it? Yes, they did. Penalty flag late.
They signaled that a lot quicker for them than they did for us all night long.
It has. They've been really slow with their touchdown calls tonight. And again, a very late flag after the play. And now one of the Warriors is down. So the cramps are starting to show up. And as you know, Toby, when you get late in a game like this, no matter what your sport, sometimes that fatigue starts setting in when you're just out there playing hard because so many of these kids on both teams play both ways.
Yeah, I was trying to see what the official rule right here. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the West.
On West again. That's their second one tonight. And Leak was actually the guy shaken up, but now he comes off and wow, the way he's played. What a night. I'm not sure I want to see his stats when all this is said and done as they line up for the extra point. 9:01 still to go, and the point is up and good. So the Maroon Devils will get the football back, but now it's West Montgomery 63, the Maroon Devils 35. Stay with us. We'll be back after this break on the Maroon Devils Network. Welcome back. Fourth quarter, still a lot of time left. 9 minutes to play here, but the West Montgomery Warriors trying to put this one out of reach with 63-35 lead, and their explosive capability that we knew they had coming into this football game now starting to really show up here late in the game. And they're going to kick it again short. Darren Blankenship has caught it on a fair catch just about all night long, and this one is going to be popped up in the air again. This time it's going to be Trey Bradley, and he's going to return it actually, and he returns out near midfield. Nice job over there by Trey, actually into West Montgomery territory, just under the 9-minute mark here, Toby. So now our Maroon Devils trying to hang in here against a quality opponent tonight.
Well, again, that kickoff from the 25, Gary, gave the Maroon Devils a good chance. Trey Bradley with a good return of about 15 yards there to get into West Montgomery territory.
Outstanding job. And one thing about it, both teams are playing extremely hard right now.
Well, they're leaving it all out there. There's no doubt about it.
Now our Maroon Devils into Warrior territory. Brody Bowman under center, two backs behind him. And he's going to run to the right side himself with the football down to the 43-yard line of West Montgomery with 8:45 and counting here on a second-round playoff game at West Montgomery High School. And Toby, I know we had some scores earlier, but Murphy winning big last time we checked.
Yeah, it's 38-6 now. Mitchell 52-6. Cherokee's up 22-13 in theirs.
So the Braves with a good effort here tonight at North Duplin. This time, Brody hands off to the right side, and there's Keyshawn Beener to the 40-yard line. Or that's Dylan Smith, actually, back to the lineup after being shaken up.
We got whistles blowing everywhere, and another horrid spot.
That was a terrible spot. At least a yard and a half behind. Now the other official comes up and moves it.
To the right spot.
How about that?
Thank you. Where were you at on that fourth down a minute ago?
No kidding. That's one of the first times we've seen that, but it should be up near the 40.
What was he blowing his whistle about?
I don't know. I think these officials have been confused more than once.
Unsportsmanlike on Swain.
Against Maroon Devils, unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to move it back. Those are 15-yard penalties with 8:16 to play here.
Coach Blankenship looking for an explanation. Not going to get one. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, they have not been very forthcoming with any explanation here tonight.
All he wants to know is the number of the kid who did it. That's all he wants. Now maybe he'll get it. Yep, he is.
Yeah, the line judge comes over and tries to explain the penalty. And now they're still not ready to go. 8:16 left to play here at James Garman Field at West Montgomery High School. The winner of this game more than likely playing East Montgomery next Friday night.
They're up 28-7 in the fourth.
So it looks like East is moving on. And the Maroon Devils are going to have a furious comeback here in the fourth quarter to keep West from moving on. We throw it right side. Seth has it. It's going to be a Maroon Devil touchdown. Seth Parker had a step on his man, and he scores with 8:06 to play. So the points keep rolling up on the scoreboard now, 63-41. And Toby, we're over 100.
That's a school record.
Holy cow.
One thing to bear watching, Gary, is Brody hit after that play, and he limped off. Not sure how injured he is, but that's significant for the Maroon Devils.
No question about that. As he's on the sideline limping, it looks like he's going to be okay, though. Brody Bowman is another tough character.
Another well-thrown ball. We've seen that time and time again this year. Seth able to get a step on his man, and it was just pitch and catch.
It really was, and he had the step, and it's hard to outrun some of these guys, but Seth did just that. So now we get back on the scoreboard. 8:06 to play. We'll keep it right here with the Maroon Devils down, unfortunately, by 21, 63-42, 105 points on the scoreboard here at West Montgomery High School. And Toby, I'm not sure I've seen a high school football game with 105 points.
Swain has never had one in their history of the playoffs that win 105 points combined. They have not had that.
I think you're right.
So
I can't remember one.
I researched it last week to find out if the 90 whatever we scored, then that one was a record, and it wasn't. 98 was the record, and so this is now the record.
And I'm sure we're going to see some more. Yeah, we're going to see some more, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not over, unfortunately.
West Montgomery so capable. And our Maroon Devils didn't take long to get on the scoreboard that time. Again, a nice pass play from Brody Bowman to Seth Parker. And now we're going to kick it back to an always dangerous West Montgomery speed unit.
Absolutely.
Back deep, of course, Joe Leake, Damon Roan, and Javius Morrison, and they've all scored tonight.
Dare I say this is the only way they have not scored tonight.
You're right. All three of those guys have scored touchdowns. For example, I know we haven't heard from Morrison, but he had a huge catch early in the ball game, landing on his back. And we're going to try an onside up the middle pooch, and they get on the football at the 42-yard line. They'll have it first down and 10. 8:02 to play. Fourth quarter here at West Montgomery. The winner moving on to play East Montgomery in all probability next Friday. If West wins, it'll be right here on the same field.
Correct. Mount Airy was up huge in their game on the other end of the bracket, so that would be lurking in the distance for West.
Some familiar names. Now the Maroon Devils still trying to get a man on the field defensively. He gets out there, and they throw it right over the middle again to their big tight end, and he's a pretty good target out there. And again, that's Jake Allen, the 6'2 senior, who had 16 catches for 198 yards coming into the game. And they have not slowed down much on offense tonight. Leake, who was kind of shaken up on one of the last series, is not in offensively right now for West Montgomery. In the backfield, it's going to be Damon Roan, their other 1,000-yard back. They have two backs on the backfield, now over 1,000 yards each. They both had 922, believe it or not, 922 yards apiece coming into this ball game. Here goes Roan. He cuts it outside, little fake, turns the corner, but good open field tackle down there this time by Tanner Wiggins, one of the few times that we have not allowed them to sprint to the end zone. And Roan gets up hobbling just a little bit as well for West Montgomery. And Toby, he is quick, but I think Leake, number 9, might just have a half step
Yeah, unfortunately, Leake's coming back in now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you had to say that.
Now, Roan goes out shaking up a little bit, and now comes Joe Leake, who, again, I mean, the guy has got to have some unbelievable stats. He has just been rolling up and down the field, and now he's in the backfield again, right there beside his quarterback, Jackson Dozier. And here comes Leake right up the gut this time, just kind of a power play, which they don't do a whole lot of. And he still gains about, we're going to say around 4. Second down and about 6 coming up. They just don't run much between the tackles, Toby. And
no, they don't have to.
They don't have to. You're right.
And if they do, they're just looking for that one little crease that they can scoot through.
And even then, they can burn you because they've hurt us up the middle a couple of times. Now 6:26 to play, and we may have a timeout call. There is a little confusion, I think, right now on the field. West having trouble getting their play in. And now they're going to look at some of the equipment on one of the West Montgomery linemen. Now they say he's okay, and now they start a new play clock. Figure that one out. It was down to 7 seconds, and now they put 25 back on the play clock, and now they can just burn more time.
That's okay
6:05 to play.
at this juncture.
Oh, man.
And now they're going to take time out.
Now they're going to call a timeout after all that. So we'll take a break as well. 63-42, West Montgomery in the lead. 6 minutes to play. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. One updated score from the mountains. Murphy right now leading Winston-Salem Prep 42-12. 6:44 left to play in that ball game up there in Murphy, North Carolina. Right now, West Montgomery with the football. They throw it. Timing pattern in the end zone. It's going to be up for grabs, and the pass is broken up. Good defensive play back there by Briar Yachts to knock away what could have been a potential 6 points.
Wow.
That was close.
But wow.
Yes.
5:55, 63-42, and you're throwing a fade pattern into the end zone. Wow.
You know, I tell you, nothing has surprised me tonight, Toby.
Wow.
This is just a crazy game.
Okay.
Yep. Now they're going to line up third down. They need 6. Leak in the backfield behind Dozier. He's been the go-to guy all night long. That's one of the few passes they've thrown all night tonight. And now Leak moves to the left side of Dozier. Got a couple of wide receivers. Here comes the quarterback actually running. And, he hands off to Leak, and actually we stop him.
No, that's a quarterback.
Yeah, that's going to be the quarterback, so it's going to bring out fourth down.
Woodard on the tackle.
And Leak gets up slowly. So good hustle in there by Woodard and Ren Gunner, and now fourth down. And they haven't seen many fourth downs tonight. This is one of the few fourth down situations West Montgomery has been in. 5:28 to play here in the fourth quarter. Leak in the backfield again with Dozier. They have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the wide side, 1 to the short side. Dozier takes the snap, fakes to Leak down the middle, got his tight end wide open up the middle, and he scores. And again, Toby, good play fake, and again, the 6'2 tight end was open, just running a slant right over the middle.
I don't think that score is going to set very well with the Swain faithful.
Nope.
Shouldn't anyway.
5:06 to go, and the score has just moved to 69-42
On a touchdown pass.
on a touchdown pass, and they haven't thrown much tonight. Now they come on and try to kick the PAT to make it an even 70. And the kick, now we got a whistle, and we've got a flag down, so we're going to have to do this again.
I think that's probably offsides on Swain.
Just before 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Procedure against West Montgomery, so they'll back up 5. But again, the kickers have not had any trouble tonight. As despite this many points on the board, not a single missed extra point. And a good crowd on hand tonight for both schools. People standing around the fields and around the bleachers, and the bleachers are full. And another whistle. So will we back up 5 more or go 5 yards the other way? This time Maroon Devils are offside, so we'll go back to the original kicking point. Well, Toby, we just heard over the PA, East Montgomery won their game. So they'll play the winner of this game next Friday night, and now the PAT is up and good. And with 5:06 to play, it's a 70-42 ball game here at West Montgomery High School as they are trying to set up another meeting with East Montgomery, a team they just smashed in the regular season. And we'll keep it right here, and now Maroon Devils will get the football back here. And again, talking about those seniors tonight, 12 of them: Dawson Lowe, Chris Miller, Evan Bradley, Darren Blankenship, Greg Lanning, Trey Bradley, Dylan Smith, Clayton Catalster, Carlos Martinez. A lot of seniors: Corbin Wildcat, Johnny Woodard, and Craig Cutshaw, 2 of our best linemen. A lot of those seniors wondering, is it going to end here tonight at West Montgomery High School? And now they're going to be kicking it back to us. And again, it's just been pretty much a fair catch, even though Trey Bradley had a nice return last time on their short kick. They kicked it short all night. And they're aiming it toward Trey Bradley again over there near the 30-yard line, right in front of the West Montgomery bench. As the fog kind of settles in here tonight at West Montgomery High School on a Friday night. This kick is really short, and the ball is actually loose down there. West Montgomery says they have it, but no official signal yet from the black and white stripes. A lot of folks around the football trying to get some hands on it, but no signal yet from the head referee, as they will untangle them all. And
no signal.
Still no, so it should be Maroon Devil football.
Yep, he just finally pointed Swain way.
So now the Maroon Devils will have it 1st and 10, 5:04 to go here.
Well, these officials have been deliberate in their calls tonight.
Yes, they have. And now the Maroon Devil offense on the field. And now Brody Bowman comes back on again. He was kind of shaken up on the last series, but comes back in for the Maroon Devils here. 5:04 to go. This time Seth Parker comes out wide to the right, single coverage again. We burned them earlier on that single coverage as the handoff goes to Chris Miller, and the pile tries to move to the right side, but not very far, for a yard, maybe.
Yeah, those pile plays where we can drive the pile forward don't work very well against them because they pursue so hard from behind that they catch you from behind and drag you down after a few yards, whereas normally if you're pushing forward, you can keep pushing the pile, gain yardage, but it's just not working tonight. The Maroon Devils had lots of blockers out in front of that, but it was a pursuit from behind that came and pulled Miller down.
And we got some of that power on the right side. Also in the game now, big Nick Millsaps, a true freshman at 6'6", 275 pounds. This time we run to the left side. And we get 2 or 3 more yards out to the 45-yard line with 4:16 to play now.
Worth note, both teams still have starters out there.
Oh, yes.
Still playing, so that's just wanted to relay that along to radio folks who aren't able to see what's going on necessarily. That
yeah, most of our starters on both teams still playing. Brody Bowman under center this time, twin backs. This time we hand off to the right side, and for a short gain, not enough for a first down, but close, is going to be Dylan Smith again. Dylan Smith, one of those seniors, number 20. 3.5 minutes to play here.
they're going to measure now.
I can't believe it. I mean, after all night not measuring, and now they're going to take a timeout to measure with 3.5 minutes to play and a 28-point West Montgomery lead.
Where was this at earlier?
I mean, this is just unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, after asking for a measurement a couple of times earlier, they refused, and it's a first down. And I think the other two were first downs as well.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Oh,
and
boy.
we won't even talk about the one Dylan got ahead of the first down yard to make and was pushed back 15 yards, and they didn't give us a first down on that.
And it cost us a 2-yard spot on that one.
Wow.
And I always thought the officials were supposed to earn the right. The better officials were supposed to do the state playoff games, but okay, I'll leave that alone. Here we go. Chris Miller, left side, gets the toss, tries to turn the corner, and is knocked down at the 43-yard line. West Montgomery, good pursuit with 3:13 and counting now.
You're not going to like it, but that's close to a first down.
Yes, it is.
It's not going to be close enough to measure because we're still about 3 yards shy, 2 yards shy.
Second down, we're going to need about 3 out near the 42-yard line, 43-yard line of West Montgomery as the time is running out on our Maroon Devils here in the second round of the 1AA playoffs against West Montgomery's Warriors here in Mount Gilead, North Carolina. This time it's going to be Dylan Smith again. He's pushed backwards again. They're going to give him forward progress to the 41, which should be enough for a first down, but let's see how they're going to call it. Now they're going to say it's a first down.
It's ironic he gets forward progress now.
Yeah, so, oh boy. Not much consistency from this officiating crew, and I'm not blaming them. They're not the reason that we're losing tonight, folks. West Montgomery is just an outstanding football team. They are blessed with a lot of athletes and a lot of speed. Maroon Devils first down and 10, though, at the 41-yard line. Here we go, running to the left side. Out to the 35-yard line of West Montgomery now with 2:10 to play.
We got a final reported. Our friends from up the road, the Braves, have won. They have beaten North Duplin 22-20, so they'll advance.
Hey, you called it.
Congratulations to the Braves.
Coach Kent Briggs and the Cherokee Braves, a big win. Wow, they moved to the third round for the first time in a long time.
And the Bulldogs are already there, so two Smoky Mountain Conference teams have
Here comes the pass. Brody to Seth. A fight for it, and it's going to wind up short. Seth could not come back for the football, stopping the clock at 1:39 to play.
pretty good reason he couldn't come back.
Yeah, they grabbed him.
But
That's
he
the
couldn't
reason.
come back for the football. True.
But again, congratulations to the Braves and the Murphy Bulldogs.
And any other Western North Carolina teams that have been fortunate enough to win tonight, we'll try to check the scores after this one goes final.
Just from what we heard earlier, again, Murphy looking good, Cherokee looking good. I know the Franklin Panthers were having a tough night tonight with Shelby, as most teams playing Shelby do have a tough time. One of the top programs in the state at any level. Maroon Devils with the football again. Staying on the ground, down to the 30, near another first down. Clock running, a minute and a half to play now. And our seniors playing their last game for the Maroon
another
and White.
first down without having to measure, being close. If
And
we
wow.
had had those spots earlier in the ball game, it would have helped our cause. It wouldn't have put us in this football game, but it sure would have helped.
Wouldn't have hurt, right?
No.
Seth Parker wide to the right side now with a minute 20 to play. And Keyshawn Beaner tries the right side for a couple of yards.
And before this next snap goes, we should go under a minute.
Yes, indeed. Under a minute to play now. 70-42. West Montgomery will now face East Montgomery on this field next Friday night in the third round of the state 1AA playoffs. And their fans are starting to celebrate over there on the far sideline. Parker goes in motion for the Maroon Devils. Brody under center. He's going to drop, looking for Seth. Left side, timing pattern up for grabs, and they intercept it. So West Montgomery has the football with 38 seconds to play. And a turnover that really doesn't mean a whole lot at this stage of the game now, as our defense will come back on the field.
Well, West will get the ball on the 1 with 38, as you said, to play. Of course, we know they're a one-play offense. Starters are still out there
boy.
for them, so there's really no reason to believe that they won't try to rip off a 98, 99-yarder here and score again.
Let's see what they do here. And again, Leak is in the backfield. He's the guy that's done the most damage for West Montgomery tonight. He has just been phenomenal, and I have a feeling they're just going to hit a knee and run out the clock.
That is the formation.
Yes, indeed. Victory formation. They hit the knee. The clock is running. And I don't think we're going to see any more timeouts to slow it down here tonight, Toby. And by the way, for our stations down the line, we'll just keep it here for a quick wrap-up before we leave the air. And that's going to be the final. I think they're going to snap it one more time, and that will be the final play of the ball game. And the final score is in the books here tonight, as West Montgomery will win 70-42, 112 points on the scoreboard tonight against the Maroon Devils here tonight. So again, Toby, a tough night as both teams come on the field tonight. A tough night. Our seniors, 12 of them, playing their last football game ever in the Maroon and White. And I know that's an emotional time, but this West Montgomery team came out in the third quarter after a 28-28 tie ball game at halftime. They scored. They led by 7. They stopped us on a crucial sack on third down. We had to punt the football away, and they scored quickly. 2 unanswered touchdowns. and that's really where the game turned around.
Yeah, it was, Gary. A big second half from the West. We knew they had a good, explosive football club, and they certainly lived up to that billing. The Maroon Devils played their hearts out, to be honest with you, Gary. It's always tough to see our kids lose a game like this, and especially our seniors who put so much into this and wanted so much more to go on and to keep playing football, but they couldn't muster enough tonight, and it's disappointing for them. But what a performance they've got to be proud of out here tonight. I don't know of anybody else who put 42 up on the board against them.
Nobody has all year.
So that's saying something at least.
Hey, we gave them their toughest tangle of the season. Now they're going to play a team next week, West Montgomery against East Montgomery, a team they beat 50-7 early in the season. So West, the way it looks right now, might be in a pretty good position to make it all the way to the state championship game coming up in just a couple of weeks here.
Well, it would be their second in their school history, and they're 0-1 in those, so they've got the type of team that can put that together. But I think for them, lurking on the horizon is a very good Mount Airy club. I think they'll have their hands full in that one. Remains to be seen how that East-West rivalry thing is going to work out. It doesn't look a whole lot like East was up to the challenge last time. I'm sure they'd love another crack at it, and they're going to get it now, so we'll see how that works out for them. You've already given the conference final scores. We had Murphy big, 42-18. Mitchell advances big, 58-6 over Hazel. Cherokee with the upset, 22-20 over North Duplin. The Braves will go to Mitchell next week. That'll be a tough road for the Braves.
Yes.
In that one, Mitchell, a very good football team. Looking for other area scores. Brevard still hasn't been updated. They're down 27-21 to North Rowan. That says fourth quarter, so again, no update on that one yet to see if it's gone final. Being down here, my score string picks up on the scores that are around me, which are some we don't really care a whole lot about.
Right.
So let me just search for a couple of big games in our area. I think we had Pisgah that we checked on earlier. Pisgah has defeated Patton 22-13.
Okay, Bears
so
move
on.
on.
Big win for the Bears. Check on Tuscola. Ooh, my typing's poor, sorry. Tuscola has lost 45-6 to South Point tonight. So that's tough luck for the Mountaineers. Who else did we have? Franklin, they were down. Did you give a final on them already, Gary?
I didn't see a final, Toby, but Franklin was losing last time we checked the score against Shelby, and I tell you, Shelby's
41-0 was the final there for the Panthers. So their season over, unfortunately for them in Tuscola. We had Irwin
and Reynolds.
That's 60-7 Reynolds
Ouch.
on that one. And stat-wise, we're getting a few numbers in now. Let me check on those real quick for you, and then that's going
Those
to
can't
wrap
be
us
pretty.
up. No, they're not. The number 9, what was his name?
Leak.
17 carries, 383 yards.
Wow.
They had 501 as a team, so tough night defensively. We knew that already, getting 70 again, school record for most points in a game. Combined points in a playoff game. Let me check on Chris Miller's rushing. He had a good night.
Not a bad night.
We're having to do that via text because, of course, we're on the other side of the field and a long way off from the press box. But, Gary, get back to these seniors. They've given a lot to this program over their 4 years of being here. They've done a tremendous job. I know their season didn't work out the way they wanted it to this year at 6-7, but realistically a second-place finish. And then in this situation, being able to play as hard as they played for as long as they played out here tonight against a very good West Montgomery team. It's just a great showing for those seniors. And numbers for Chris, he finishes with 18 for 150.
Not bad.
That's his high for the season, I believe. Good job by Chris. He had 2 TDs, a 65-yard run. We talked about Dylan. His yardage wasn't as good running the football, but he did have a big catch up the middle from the Maroon Devils in the first half that gave him an opportunity to score again. And just hats off to them for their effort tonight and their effort all season and what they've meant to this Maroon Devil program.
Well, when you score 42 points against a team giving up an average of 8 points a game, that's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, it is, really.
No doubt about it. Fans, that's going to wind it up here tonight from West Montgomery High School. Again, our Maroon Devils winding up this season in the second round of the 1AA playoffs, 70-42 at the hands of the Warriors. Have a great weekend, and thanks for listening in right here on the Maroon Devils Network.